like a creepy interaction, the shit that everybody or most females are concerned about when going into a shoot, when going into modeling, especially modeling that requires any sort of, risque sort of performance, if you will. Have you ever had any sort of experience that you would like to not have had?
I've had one creepy experience, but it wasn't like a risque shoot or anything. It was literally super chill. But the photographer invited me out to lunch, right? I was like, all right, cool, whatever. He's going to take me to lunch and we'll shoot after. Cool.
Free food, CC's Pizza was good.
Wrong. So we went to a vegan spot, and then once we got the check, he's
Red
like,
flag,
oh,
I
yeah,
agree.
can we get it separate? I'm like, how are you going to ask me?
God.
And then,
What?
you know what I mean? Yeah. So there was that. And then, like, and then we started shooting, and then he, like, wanted to watch a movie in his car and shit. And I'm like, this is weird.
Eating,
I can't do it.
and I was like, "You're clearly white,"
Yeah.
because my mom would have already beat me
Yeah.
really aggressively for this shit.
Yeah.
But I can't do it.
I can't do it.
I
It's
just
that.
pictured it and it just gave me tingles in the
Yeah. I don't like it.
Ladies
This is the opposite of ASMR.
and gentlemen, it's exactly what I'm going for. The opposite of ASMR. How you doing? It's your motherfucking boy, Gamero, the Pharaoh, the poor man's Robert De Niro. And we are also very ecstatic, so very happy, to be united once more in this here, the magical palace, the Narnia-like environment that we provide here at midnight in Miami Studios. You know what I'm talking about. Shout out Bricks to Terabithia. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also very ecstatic, so happy, to be in midnight in Miami Studios once more. Every Sunday we come here, we record, we do something, we make magic in order for you to have a story every Thursday at midnight. And today, ladies and gentlemen, is no different. You know what I'm talking about? Ladies and gentlemen, before we introduce the majestic, the magical guest that we have on set today, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure, my honor to introduce my right-hand man. You know what I'm talking about? Let's say you got a problem. You need backup. You need VAD up. You know what I'm saying? Those who know. You need loyalty. There's only one man. There's only one man with the plan, ladies and gentlemen, and that's Emi in the right hand. How's what's going on?
You know what's up, New Orleans? You know what's up.
Yeah,
You know
man.
what's up.
Yeah. I want to tell him you see the pictures, but also I don't.
No.
You
No
don't see
pictures
anything.
here. No
You don't see
pictures
anything.
here.
You don't see anything.
Allegedly, it was all alleged.
It was all alleged. It was all alleged. You know what I'm talking about? Some of you may be asking, where is the person behind the cameras? You're asking, where is that D? You know what I'm talking about? A lot of people, and it wouldn't be the first time that I'm inquired about the D. You know what I'm talking about? Ladies and gentlemen, Diego is actually, he's perusing the country, right? That man's cutting up men. You know what I'm saying? That man's cutting up hair. That man is seeing a plethora of males, and he's
grooming them.
He's grooming them, and that's what he's doing. Ladies and gentlemen, to my left-hand side, you know what I'm talking about? I am also very ecstatic, so honored to introduce the next guest that we have on set today. It is my honor. I am also very privileged to be able to call this person a good friend of mine, someone that I've known for a very long time now, someone that I admire for their tenacity, their workmanship. You know what I'm talking about? How hard they dedicate themselves to their craft. You contact this person. Oh, sorry, I'm studying. Boom, that's what she's doing. This person right here has taken years to develop her craft, her knowledge in both the profession of modeling as well as nursing. You know what I'm talking about? Two completely different worlds, but at the same time, she finds a way to balance them and see what they have in common. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so very honored, so ecstatic to introduce the next person that's on our set today. Ladies and gentlemen, on set today, we have Queen Lina Wolf. What's going on, Lina?
What's happening?
How are you?
I'm doing lovely. Great every day I'm alive.
This woman, she's a working woman. She just came from a shoot. She takes no time off. You know what I'm talking about? Lina, how'd the shoot go? How's your day going? Talk to me.
My day was really good. It was productive. I've been up since 7 a.m, to be honest with you.
That sounds aggressive.
It was.
And it's a
Sunday is
Sunday.
aggressive.
That's a Sunday.
Yeah. And then I got ready. I ate my breakfast. And then I went
Vital.
straight to set. Yeah.
Talk to me. You are someone who's always talking about the influence that the food that you consume has on you and on your daily basis. Talk to me. You've dedicated yourself to the vegan lifestyle or vegetarian.
Vegetarian, yeah.
Vegetarian. Talk to me a little bit about that. How'd that come about?
Honestly, I decided like in 2017, honestly, to go towards this route. Just because like, for one, I wasn't feeling good, to be honest, and I felt like really heavy all the time after I ate like meat. And mind you, I used to be like really avid. Like I loved my chicken. I was a chicken wings type of girl. Okay, I love Zaxby's. I loved my burgers. Like I was eating.
Right.
I still eat.
Respect.
I still eat. You know what I mean? But I just wasn't feeling good. At one point, like I don't know why, but I was chowing down on like lobster steak, and I was like, I can't do this no more.
Damn.
I really like. I just stopped. I was like.
Were you in a yacht or something? Like
No. My parents are chefs, actually. That's why.
Shit.
Yeah, my stepdad works at a really nice restaurant, so he would always bring home food.
Damn.
And then, yeah.
That's the
my
hookup
God.
right there.
No,
For
facts.
sure.
The hookup, 100%. And like, I always eat good. I still eat good, but I just stopped. Like, I first cut off pork because pork's the absolute worst for you. It's so bad. It's like the dirtiest of dirtiest meat.
Bacon.
And mind you,
Bacon.
Don't do my dog pork like that. You know.
Yeah, mind you, I love bacon too. Like I loved bacon. I love like my Cuban sandwiches, my medianoches. I loved all that
She said
stuff.
medianoches.
What fire?
And it is medianoche
Right.
Yeah.
in Miami.
Yes,
Boom.
it is. You see what I
Okay.
did
No,
there?
that
All right.
wordplay. All right. Okay. When's the mixtape dropping? You know what I'm saying?
And like the excuse me, ramen.
Ramen.
Right?
Oh
Yeah,
shit! Oh shit! We were having a
I've been
whole
practicing off camera, guys.
Yeah, we were
Practicing
having a
off
whole
camera.
lesson before we
Literally.
started.
Yeah,
We
that's the
have
pork
been.
base, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the tonkotsu ramen pork base. I love because
Delish.
I'm so big on food, y'all. And then eventually I cut that out. Then I cut out red meat because red meat's really bad for you too, digestion wise, because it's so heavy. And after that, I cut out chicken. And the reason why I cut out chicken was because I was eating Popeyes one day, and I was eating like chicken strips, and then one of like the chicken's joint popped out, and I was like, that's gross. And then I got traumatized, and I'm
God
like,
damn it, Popeyes.
I was
Fucking
like,
Popeyes.
I got traumatized, man. I was like, I'm gonna finish my mashed potatoes. I'm gonna eat this biscuit.
Fuck yeah.
yeah.
Hold on though.
Yeah, wait.
The mashed potatoes are so good.
Yeah, empiezo mañana. yeah.
I was like, all right. And then I stopped, and then I cut out seafood, and then I was vegetarian.
Did you ever contemplate being pescatarian or no?
You know what? Yeah, and it's because being half Japanese, we eat so much seafood. We're literally
Right.
an island surrounded by the ocean, and all we eat is seafood, especially like with sushi, and then like we cook it, we fry it. You know, we do different stuff. So, and that's like part of like the healthy diet in Japanese culture. You eat your fish, like grilled fish, miso soup, rice, maybe natto, which is fermented beans, and then you'll have like little different side dishes of vegetables depending, and like tea, water, stuff like that.
Right.
But then I cut that out, and then I went vegetarian, and it's a lot easier when you start off slower, just depending on how you are and I guess your mindset. It just depends on your mindset, really. If you want to go cold turkey, by all means, go for it. I had to slow it down because I was such an avid like carnivore when it came to stuff like that. So when I like portioned it out, I guess I slowed it down. I was like, okay, this isn't too bad. And ever since then, I was like, this is easy. And now I feel like being vegetarian and like the vegan culture is more popularized now. It's a lot easier to, you know, go out to restaurants and get like a veggie burger or like get vegan options. You know what I mean? It's not like we eat salads all the time. You know what I mean? There's always substitutes. You can go to Whole Foods, you can go to Publix, you can go to any grocery store really, and there's you know, fake meat options. I personally love going to Trader Joe's. They have so many great options for really great price, because a lot of people think with like veganism and being vegetarian, it's expensive, you know? And it really isn't. You just have to find the right places and the right brands and stuff like that. But I personally love Trader Joe's to get like the fake ground beef and stuff. I love it. It's really good. I make pasta out of it, tacos. Like, I love tacos.
And now they're even, I know they had the Impossible Burger at like at Burger King, was it?
Yeah, it's being super accessible now.
I haven't tried. Have you tried it?
Yeah, my brother's vegan, so
Okay.
you have to once a trip. I have to give him one. You know?
Got you.
And I love quinoa. I love salad. I love all that stuff.
Yeah.
But there's gotta be like an animal next to it.
Okay, so how is the
look at
Impossible?
this.
Okay, for someone who eats meat, could you tell a difference or no?
I will never admit this to him, and Tony mute this for the next 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I
We're
didn't
showing
actually
pornography.
notice the difference too much. I mean, of course, when you bite the Whopper later, I think it's more of a mental thing, like, oh yeah, this is for real. But I don't think I actually noticed the difference. You know? Granted, it is a Whopper. You know,
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So-
It's a lot of carbs to hide the
Yeah.
flavor.
Yeah,
How
we don't
do you
do that here, right?
right.
Fucking lean.
Lean, exactly. How important is it for you, or do you try to implement your Japanese heritage in any way in your modeling or any sort of art that you're doing?
100%. I feel really grateful with the fact that my mom really put the Japanese culture in my head. Like, I went to Japanese school from kindergarten all the way up to my last, the middle school, last year middle school in Japanese school, but it was my freshman year of high school.
Right.
And that's where I learned how to speak it, read it, write it. Mind you, I'm an only child technically with my parents, because my dad has, his other kids as well. But
Shout
with
out to the other kids.
Shout out to the half siblings. But
Yeah, shout out to you guys.
yeah, facts. Gang, what's up? But with my mom, like, I was just really grateful that I was able to like learn through that culture, and then I love educating other people about my culture as well. And obviously, being an only child, if I wasn't able to communicate with my family members, because they're all in Japan, my mom's the only one out here, so technically she's like,
So you had to learn it.
I had to, yeah, 100%. And like, if I wasn't able to communicate with my grandparents, mind you, they're like my world. I love my grandparents to death. So if I wasn't able to communicate with them, and like, I wouldn't have a relationship with them, and that would suck, So I'm definitely grateful. And the way I implement like my culture with modeling and stuff like that, like I've done shoots with my yukata on, which is like a summertime kimono, and then like I've done shoots like that, and
Is that the short one?
they're not short. The material is different. So typically with kimono, it's more silk. It's a lot heavier. Yukata is like cloth, like cotton.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
it's cloth and it's lighter, so it's more for summertime. It's literally like a summertime kimono.
Okay.
So I've shot in that, and like everyone like, I feel like recently too, anime has been really, really popular and like more accepted now.
Wildly popular.
Wildly
Yeah.
popular. So it's like super cool that I get to help people when it comes to like pronunciation, and like help people, literally.
Yep. We
Help.
did a whole Rosetta Stone before we started.
Hey, Crunchyroll, let's get that sponsorship. You know what I'm saying?
Please,
You know?
Crunchyroll,
Hey,
come through.
slide through.
Literally.
For real.
Like, I have a membership, please.
Actually, yeah, my brother has. Shout out Jonah. I've used it a couple times. It is what it is.
I don't know. I just love talking about I've always been super proud about, like, me being half Japanese, like, me being able to go every year. And, like, I'm so grateful for that, because that's not cheap. Like,
Oh, no.
no, like, that's a $1,200 flight round trip.
God
Yeah,
dang.
like,
Okay,
it's
so rent.
expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Literally rent. But yeah.
Wow.
So I just like to educate people on my culture. Like, they always ask me questions like, where are you from? And then like, I'll tell them like, I'm half Japanese. And I don't know, I just like talking about my culture. I'm really proud of it. And people are so curious with it too. So I always explain to them like what it is. And if they have questions, I'm more than open and more than down to like talk to them about it. I feel it's super important to, like, I guess culturally educate everybody when it comes to your culture or anybody else's, like, you have to take that accountability sometimes. And I feel like a lot of people don't do that, especially nowadays.
Elaborate.
Like, okay. Oh, God.
Yeah, you don't have to say a name. It looked like you had a name in mind.
Y'all
It's
shady.
right here.
No. I didn't have a name in mind, but I don't know, like with everything that's been going on in the
Just
States.
cough it. They won't be able to tell.
No, I'm not gonna do that. But like, I feel like especially in the States, like we really have to educate people on different cultures, because there's a lot of ignorance from centuries ago, and like how this country was created in general. I don't know. I feel like uncomfortable, like, because I don't know how to like explain it without it coming off.
Speak your mind.
I know. Damn.
It's not preachy. It is what it is. It's
Yeah.
it's true. I mean, I make a lot of jokes for sure as well, but everyone that knows me knows it's just humor. I find the uncomfortability humorous.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if you're not laughing at the joke I'm making, to me it's like, okay, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Because this is clearly a joke. In Miami we grew up with people from everywhere. We had that
Literally.
that benefit, having moved to several different places and experiencing all that. Some people are still stuck in it,
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's not their fault.
Yeah.
They just have never seen anyone.
They've never seen it, or honestly, they were taught. And sometimes when you're younger, obviously you're more impressionable, and like your brain's like a sponge. So obviously when you see your parents doing something, you think it's right. And then as you grow older, you think about it. You're like, hold on, that was never okay. And you really have
Right.
to think about it. So I don't know. I I can't. Like, I do have to check people, though.
Right.
Even with my own dad sometimes, too. I'm like, don't do that. Like, that's not okay.
What's some
Don't say that.
what are some stigmas or misinformation that you can think about off rip that come to mind when you think of people that have made stigmas or incorrect comments regarding your heritage or the Japanese people in general?
Honestly, okay, for one, I hate how people automatically assume all Asian people are Chinese. That really pisses me off. I'm like, clearly you're so fucking ignorant and your head is so dense that you literally don't know anything. Because there's not only East Asian, which is, China, Japan, the Philippines, Korea. There's also Central Asian, there's South Asian. And it sucks because I feel like the Asian American community and Asian people in general were not really recognized, and a lot of our issues, like our social issues, don't really go doesn't get any like justice for. And then also I noticed with some East Asian Americans, they don't really count South or Central Asians as Asian either. And I remember one time, this is when I was like in 8th grade, I remember this girl, she's Indian, so she's South Asian, so she's like, oh yeah, I'm Asian too. And I was like, no, you're not. Because I grew up thinking like Asian is like me, someone like me, the slanted eyes, like Japan, China, all that. And I was like, I had thought about it like recently as I got older. I was like, that's so, wow. Like I really thought about it like that. But that really pisses me off. How people just don't educate themselves when it comes to like different Asian countries and different Asian cultures, and how like even some people in like, even in my community, how we kind of go against each other, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all, to be honest.
Same with Latinos.
Yeah.
Like colorism is such a huge issue in Asia, to be honest. Like they like, mind you, a lot of people don't know this, but Asian people make up 60% of the world's population. So
shout out Asian people.
Shout out to the Asian people.
We need you on our side for real.
But a lot of people don't know that, and they feel like there's only a smaller population of us, and I'm like, sweetheart, 60% of the world is us. You know what I mean?
You got
like,
2 billion just in China and India.
Literally, so many people, and I don't know. It just makes me mad, like how we don't really get like recognized or noticed. And then obviously with the Corona stuff, like people like are being really violent towards like the Asian American community and like Asian people in America, and I don't like that at all. And I feel like it's super ignorant. And I honestly get really scared sometimes when my parents go out, like my stepdad and my mom, when they go out to like, grocery shop, doing regular shit. And I'm like praying like they're not going to get assaulted or like, some fucked up shit. Cause people are getting beat up. Like, and like that breaks my heart. Cause I'm like, though, that could be my mom. That could be my stepdad. That's why, like, for the most part, I like to go out with them. Right. Just to be like, I will check somebody. Like I don't play that. I will check somebody. I'll be like, are you kidding right now? Like, no, I don't play that. So. When
you spoke about colorism, are you talking about in the sense of like similar in the Black community where you're kind of like looked down, like if you're light skinned, you're like lesser than the dark.
Yeah, no, literally. Skin. Yeah, that's literally what it is, and it sucks because, okay, for example, in Japan, we have really toxic beauty standards when it comes to skin tone. If we're not white, like white, we're like
that's what's desired. The white look,
like. Pale skin, small, petite, skinny, slender. They have more of like those Western beauty standards in Japan. So like having bigger eyes and like a slimmer nose and all that. Same with Korea too. Korea has those toxic beauty standards. So does China. Like it's really shitty that, women have to feel like shit about how they naturally look because of those, beauty standards that were put on us. I don't know. Hundreds and hundreds of years ago, you know what I mean?
And how does that translate to modeling?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question, honestly. Luckily for me, I grew up down here, and a lot of people like my look because there's not a lot of Asian people out here. So it's like, it's give or take. With me, like I either get booked or I don't because I'm Asian. I feel like when a lot of people come to Miami, they like the vixen look, They like...
What's the vixen look?
They like Latinas or like Black women that are like super curvy. I'm not, okay? Like I don't have that, you know what I mean? Or like they like girls, like thicker girls or like big asses, big titties. I don't have that, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't have that like, I don't know, like sexy vixen look, you know what I mean? I look Asian, I look exotic, as people say. But yeah, like it's either like, I feel like when people come down here in Miami, they look for those types of girls, like the sexy look. I feel like I don't really have a category that I go in. Yeah, like because then again, when they do look for Asian women, they look for Asian women that look supremely Asian. When people look at me, they're like, you're Asian, but you're not fully Asian, so we don't know. You know what I mean? It's
Can you be a little more Asian, please?
yeah, literally. It's
Asian
like,
it up. Like.
sorry, my genetics say otherwise, and my parents were like, no. So like that's just how it is for me. So it's like either I get booked a lot or it's like I don't. It really just depends, honestly. But I don't really fit into a category, and I've always been like that. Like throughout my entire life, I've never fit into a category because even in Japan, like when they see me, I feel like they like idolize the fact that I'm half Japanese because, you know, I kind of have like a Western look. But down here, I look more Asian. They're like, you're mixed? Or like sometimes oh yeah, you are mixed. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's never enough. I'm just like, okay, I'm just me, honestly. Amen. And I learned to fucking embrace that because honestly, I'd rather be me than fit into some fucking bubble. Straight the fuck up.
Ooh, that ain't a damn fact. If that ain't a damn
Literally,
fact.
embrace yourselves, for real. It took me so... Can I cuss on here?
Yeah, please.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. I don't know if I already did, but I was gonna throw a F-bomb.
Yeah, we'll be surprised if we haven't actually.
Yeah. Sometimes I even forget if I do.
Okay, yeah, but like I have been fucking like...
Say, I've been trying to let that out.
I literally forgot my train of thought because I was like, wait, am I allowed to say it? And then I completely forgot what I was about to say.
You're good.
Wait, repeat. Wait, what were we talking about again? I'm crying.
You fit out of the bubble. You're your own.
Oh yeah. It took me so fucking long to get here. Literally, like
like your self-esteem, you mean?
Yeah, 100%. Like I got bullied for how I looked for so long, and
which makes zero sense, by the way.
Yeah,
like,
that's
yeah.
But like by guys too.
Oh yeah, by everybody.
Yeah,
but definitely by
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah,
like
but they had a crush on you.
That's what was going
Let's
on.
clear the
Like,
air right now.
yeah.
You know who you are.
Yeah.
And
Come pingas.
shame.
Shame.
All three cameras.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it
GoPro.
needs to go. Whichever one you're cutting to, fucking
Yeah,
bestow on you.
shame.
Yeah, but yeah, I got bullied for how I look. Like people would, you know, like slant their eyes at me and shit, and like
You know,
howl
and that's
at
so
me.
cheap. That's such an easy one.
Yeah,
too.
it really is. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, get more creative.
I know,
honestly.
literally.
Like,
I mean, as a fifth grader, I'm just like, like this sucks, you know. But
No,
now
of
I'm
course.
just like, really, bitch, like get over yourself.
I mean, do you still have to encounter that sort of shit today? I mean, obviously not to the level of like, you know, doing the slanty eyes thing,
Yeah.
but do you get some sort of, you know, when you go to a casting call or an audition or whatever the case, do you ever get something like a comment where, you know, some stupid ass comment like, you know, Asian it up more like, hey, how come you're not wearing a kimono? You know, some stupid shit where like you should play off the fact that you're Asian or whatever. Do you ever get stupid ass?
I don't think I've ever have, not that I can remember, honestly, but I do get looks. I definitely do get looks because, like, again, like I mentioned before, I'm not Asian enough out here. Like, it's either I am or I'm not. Like, it's always, like, the in-between because, like, some people out here, like, the general public, when they see me, they're like, oh, yeah, she's Asian. But then, like, when I go to castings, they're like, oh, is she... She's Asian, but she's not fully Asian. You know what I mean? So it's, like, it never really fits.
That's crazy though,
Yeah.
and especially out here, right? Cause it's weird to me that you said there's not a big Asian community. Because I remember I only went to elementary and middle, but in all the schools that I went to that I transferred into, there was a significant Asian population.
Down in Florida?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I mean, I went to school in what is that? South Miami, around Bird, and then in Doral with Juan and Diego and all them.
You know what?
Actually, in Doral there was more of an Asian community than we had in South Miami.
It's funny you say that because when I went to Japanese school, I went down in Miami by like Sweetwater, and there was I felt like that was like all the Japanese people, like
They all congregated
They all
together.
came here to this little school.
That's hilarious.
I feel
Actually,
like-
actually,
and
that's
they
a
all
good thing you
lived
said
in,
that because I never met a Japanese person until I moved to Houston. Actually,
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I feel like for
shout out to
Japanese
the ramen
school,
in Houston.
Shout out.
Shout out. But I feel like that's where I literally seen the most Asian people down south. Because usually, whenever I go out, I rarely see them now. I feel like it's just me and my mom down here sometimes. You know what I mean? Like I hardly see Asian people here.
We out here representing.
Bruh,
We out
unless
here
like
representing.
At least you'll never lose your mom. I'll tell you that.
Right.
Bro. You can be in the damn supermarket. It never happened, you
It's
know?
like, I know where you're at. You know what I mean? And then I really don't see that many Asian people sometimes. And even in this is gonna sound so fucking ignorant of me to say this, but like in nail salons, there's Vietnamese people, and my mom used to work at a nail salon too. She was like the only Japanese person there. But yeah, like other than that, I really do not see Asian people down here.
I gotta ask a la Bobby Lee, What's the most, what's the inter-Asian beef? What's the worst?
Oh, is there beef between Vietnamese and Japanese?
Yeah, because we'll tell you the Hispanic beef with Sin Pena.
Oh, yeah. There's hella Hispanic
Super
beef.
Hispanic beef.
Turf.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
So everybody hates Argentinos. How you doing?
Yeah. 100.
Oh, they hate us.
It's the way y'all talk.
It's condescending as fuck.
There's more.
Yes, you're
Yeah,
right.
there's more.
Absolutely.
There's more.
Absolutely. Plus, they're white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we call ourselves the Europe of South America.
No,
So
literally.
there's
Yeah,
that.
but
Literally.
they
Y'all
mean-
have Italian last names.
They mean
Italian.
the Nazis. Is what they mean. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We harbored some. It's not our proudest. It's not our proudest moment. Peru isn't fucking pristine either.
Gang shit, motherfucker. You know what? We fought for the Allies in W2. I mean, kind of. We sent everybody potatoes, but we were there.
You were there.
We were there,
Honestly,
baby.
Japan sided with the Nazis and Mussolini, so we're not fucking
There
innocent
you go.
either.
We
Yeah.
probably
so.
sold Japan potatoes too, though. We sold everybody potatoes.
Literally.
That's all we have, you know?
Bro, you like Ireland out here.
No. Ireland
They
got
ran
the
out of
potato from us.
potatoes.
Okay.
Yeah, facts. 'Cause
There you go.
Ireland ran out of potatoes.
True,
they
true,
had
true,
a potato
true.
famine.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Shit. All right.
Hell yeah.
Dropping knowledge.
We're
on
gonna
them.
exchange ceviche and ramen
Oh
locations.
shit.
Hell yeah.
That'd be
You
fire.
heard that pronunciation right, yo?
Ooh.
Gang shit.
And that's just like 30 minutes, bro. You need to take
Yeah.
the whole master class. You know?
Okay. Pay up.
Pay up right there.
Okay.
Cash only.
Hell yeah.
No Bitcoin. we
No
ain't fucking
Bitcoin.
around.
No. Oh my God! Did you hear about that huge?
We'll take
scandal?
GameStop stock though.
The
you know?
Dogecoin.
Right.
Is it Doge or Dog?
I think it's doggy or dog. I don't know because the actual image is a
I
dog.
feel like an idiot for saying Doge then.
My brother says
I don't know.
Doge too, so I don't know, man.
The only reason why I found out about it was through actually one of my homegirls that I was pretty cool with in Japanese school. I saw it on her story. She was explaining everything about the stocks and like, God, I don't even know the wording because literally she's actually dropping a video on stocks and like Bitcoin and how to trade and stuff tomorrow, which I'm super excited about. Shout out to She's Known. Hey, girl.
Boom! Shout out! Shout out!
But she was saying how like so many girls were asking questions. Like she was shocked at how many girls didn't know how to trade. Didn't know. I'm one of them. Honestly, I want to
Yeah,
get
the
into
majority
it.
of people don't
Right.
know.
Yeah. And
Anybody hears a lot of money? Let me get in on that. You
yeah,
know?
literally. I'm just like, I'm down. Like, I want to learn. It's
Right.
always another skill set to know. But she was explaining it on her story, how, what is it called? Short
Oh,
something.
they were shorting them. Yeah.
Shorting, yeah.
Right.
So, like, you buy the stock and you buy it full, whatever, and then you can sell it for more. Sometimes you sell it for less, and then you get, like, she said if you buy it for 10 and then you sell it for 7 or it goes for $7, you get, like, a $3 profit, some shit like
Right.
that. I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong, but it was, like, that general
Hell yeah.
sort of.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it was,
premise
this week
is
was
right,
wild.
though.
This week was wild. I mean, it's not
With GameStop, yeah.
Yeah.
with GameStop, Nokia,
AMC,
AMC,
BlackBerry.
Yeah.
It was I mean, I studied a little bit in business school, but it's nothing. I mean, you even asked me about it. I think
Right,
we spoke about it Wednesday, and I
yeah.
recommended against it.
Right.
Which, looking at what happened, was obviously a huge mistake. But with everything that I've studied or everything that I've seen or that I've partaken in myself, this is not the norm.
It's
Yeah.
not
Which is
normal.
interesting, though, right? It's a historic moment. It's very cool because normally you're told what it is.
Yeah.
This is the opposite. We're telling the tellers what's going
Yeah.
on. So it's very cool. It's very cool.
I mean, right now it's at about 300, maybe 350 or so, and a lot of people are saying that that people aren't gonna sell to 1,000. So
Which is ridiculous because
I've
it
been
used to be worth
debating.
cents.
Huh?
It used to be worth cents.
Right.
That's what's
And
fucking
Elon,
wild.
you got people like Elon Musk talking about if it hits $1,000, I'll put the GameStop logo on the side of my rocket and fly it to space.
That's
You
fucking
know,
hilarious.
That's a big move right there. I'm not gonna lie.
I
Elon Musk.
insist. Elon Musk. He sounds like an awesome guy, but there's some like
There's some sketchiness
Bond
there.
villain vibes I get from him.
You know. There you go. What connections, if any, or similarities, if any, do you see between following a nursing career and a modeling career?
Connections? I don't, to be
Or
honest.
similarities?
The only similarity is that I've been wanting to do both since I was a child. Literally. They're complete polar opposites, let's be real. Like, nursing is something that is so needed. It's a 9-to-5. Modeling is you're pretty much your own entrepreneur. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely in both aspects of like 9-to-5, but entrepreneurship because, you know, I am my own business at the end of the day because I'm a model. I have to put myself out there. I'm doing my photo shoots. I'm doing music videos. I'm doing a bunch of things. But then again, when I'm in nursing school, I'm a completely different person. I literally have a double life.
Do you ever get offended if you go to a music video shoot, you go to a modeling shoot, whatever the case, and maybe
People are shocked always. They're like,
No,
how do you do it?
but not only that, but like, do you ever get offended by maybe like the photographer, whomever's there? Maybe they treat you or assume that your level of intelligence is below what it actually is, given the fact that you're pursuing such a demanding career.
I don't get offended anymore. I just like proving people wrong.
Yeah, I'm getting that vibe.
So it's
for
just
sure.
like
100%.
it's just like, oh, you think I'm an idiot, and then you drop terminology
yeah.
terminology
Let's talk
on
about the
them.
gastrointestinal system.
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. It's like,
we
oh,
literally just talked about
did.
that. Yeah.
is your bicep
I was
sore? Let me
educated.
tell you why. Like,
Yeah,
you know, like
literally.
you just.
Literally, I love proving people wrong. It's one of my favorite things, especially now that I feel like women are becoming so empowered and we're becoming, more powerful. And I feel that a lot of people, like women, are really running shit. So it's nice that
Shout out Women's March. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. But I just love the fact that like women are bosses too now. We don't have to, live in a time where it's just like, I gotta stay home and cook for my husband, whatever. No, like, what the fuck is this? The 1950s? No, bitch. I'm gonna tell you what the fuck it is and like what it isn't. If you like it,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
cool. If you don't, kick rocks. Like, fuck it. But I just love proving people wrong, honestly, because people automatically assume if you're a pretty girl that you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna make it in life for being pretty. Like, yeah, that's possible, but I have a fucking brain too. I'm not an idiot. You know what I mean? So I just like to prove people wrong.
Do you ever feel like, you got to study for a test, a big final or a midterm or whatever the case, and you get hit up for a music video? What happens then?
Oh, I'm studying. I will say I do put my nursing school first because one, I'm paying for it. The fuck?
Preach.
But whenever I do need money, it's nice to have to be a model because you have more of that flexibility. You can turn down a gig, you could get on a gig. Like at the end of the day, I have that option where like I can get plenty of gigs if I want to. You know what I mean? I could say yes, yes, yes. So I always have a schedule. So what I do is I save my weekends for, my modeling, my shoots, music videos. I always do weekend stuff. Throughout the week, Monday through Friday though. Monday, Friday I got class. Wednesday I have my clinicals. And then Tuesday, Thursdays are my free days, but I still like to study. So throughout the week I'm studying all week. I don't give a fuck how much I'm getting paid. If I have a test or a midterm or a final, I'm studying for school 100%.
That's dedication. That's
fucking
focus.
dedication,
You know,
sure.
Straight up.
That's having the blinders on. Where'd you get that work ethic?
My mom, and both my parents. I will say my mom is such a hustler. Like growing up, I rarely got to see my mom, to be honest, because she was always working. And my mom worked nights because she worked at a restaurant. She doesn't work anymore. God bless. And then with my dad, he also had 2 jobs. My dad was a mechanic, and then he also was a chef as well. And then he just was a mechanic for a while. Then
Right, that's
fucking amazing.
yeah,
awesome.
Such a dynamic, right?
Yeah.
And then he also worked for the city. And then my mom always worked nights. And then I rarely got to see her. So whenever it was my dad. Growing up, I was usually with my dad throughout the day and stuff because he got off earlier. And then my mom was always working though. So seeing that growing up and like her being a Japanese woman, first gen coming down from Japan, she's the only person down here besides me. I'm the only family she has, So seeing that, and
How fluent is she in English?
Oh, she's fluent, 100%. She's great. And it's funny because everyone always tells me, like, when they hear my mom speak English, they're like, wow, she actually speaks really good English. Like, they literally get shocked, which is another form of, like, ignorance, I feel. But then again, like, you can't really blame them because when people see, fully Asian or fully Asian-looking men and women that can speak, fluent English, you get kind of blown away. You know what I mean? You expect an accent or something, but
Plus, it's Miami, right?
it's literally Miami too.
Yeah.
People are like,
half of the people don't speak English, so I think it's a shock period.
yeah.
We had a similar reaction. It wasn't even an Asian woman. It was a male that we picked up at Home Depot, and he dropped the most perfect English accent.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was
dude.
very surprised. I did
Yeah.
not expect
That's
that at
right.
all. You
Yeah.
know, that man.
I guess, that was ignorance on my part. I walked up
yeah.
and I started spitting Spanish, and he just turned around. I was like, oh shit, all right, dude.
He's like, what was it that he said? He's like, we got the unemployment. We got unemployment.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
Because we were trying to get people to help us move shit from a garage. So we go to Home Depot, as one does, to get
hire the
workers.
day labor.
Yeah, right. And
crying.
we had a certain budget in mind, and they had a different budget in mind.
Which is wild because I've been that guy at Home Depot, and taking more than $50 a day to me was I've never gotten paid more than $50 a day when I day labor.
And he was asking for like $150 for like 4 hours of work.
Each of them.
Each. Like it wasn't like
Yeah.
which I
about their money.
Oh yeah. They
Yeah, that dude was
Gotta
not fucking around, and
yeah,
he knew. I
gotta
mean,
respect
he
that.
tried to side. Yo, 100%.
100%.
We didn't pay him that, but 100%. We negotiated for sure.
We did.
Yeah.
You got to.
You have to, dude. It's the hustle.
You know, do you ever feel worried, concerned, or actually, before I go into that question, what did you go into first, modeling or nursing?
To be honest, I've been wanting to be a nurse since I was 3 years old.
Wow.
So I've always had my
Just
mind
on you, or because
just on me. I've always had that mindset since I was young, and the reason why is because like I said, I used to visit Japan every year. I couldn't go this year because COVID and stuff, but every year when I went to Japan, when my uncle was still alive, this is my mom's brother. He got sick, ironically, when he was 3 years old, and he couldn't move. After that, like, his body was paralyzed. He couldn't walk. He couldn't talk. He couldn't fend for himself. Like, very, very weak. Mind you, he was born in the early 60s, so it's not like he could pop a Tylenol.
Right.
Shit's good. No, like, his whole body shut down on him. Like, he was lucky to be alive. So when I came around, I would help my grandma take care of him. So I was doing, like, CNA work, I like to say, and, like, PCA work while I was in Japan every year. And then when I got coherent enough, like, I could, like, speak to him and stuff like that. So in kindergarten, that's when I was, like, really helping my grandma take care, like, feed him, bathe him, give him water. And at one point, he wasn't able to eat solid foods anymore just because his body was failing on him. Like, poor guy. He passed away when I was 9, but I remember when I was, like, 9, I was measuring his medicine so he could have his caloric intake and so he can, function to be alive. And I was mixing his medicine up and, like, pouring it through a tube, and my grandma had to, like, stick the injection in him and stuff. And ever since then, I really wanted to just help people get better. And even with my dad also has really bad health issues as well. So I remember, oh God, I don't want to say that, but he got diagnosed with hepatitis C. This is when it was incurable at the time, but I remember, like, injecting him with his shots, and, like, I had to help him off of his, like, go downstairs with his walker. And, like, I remember one time, I was heated. Mind you, I'm, like, feisty little 10-year-old. We were at Longhorn just to go out, and he was in a walker. Mind you, my dad was in his, like, early 40s then, so you don't really see guys in early 40s on a walker, like, struggling. You know what I mean? He's better now, but still, this is when it was bad. And I remember this old guy was staring, because it was me, my dad, and my mom. Interracial couple, interracial child. We're already getting stared at a fucking Longhorn at all places.
That's where dreams are made, right there.
So I'm like, stop fucking looking at my dad like that. 10 years old, wildin'. I know, disrespectful. I was like, and then my mom was about to say something. My dad's like, don't even. She did the right thing, because I was defending my poor dad, So ever since then, I was like, I'm gonna help people get better. I'm fighting for them. I'm fighting for the people that are technically considered, like, weaker because, they have health issues and stuff like that. Like, that's fucked up that people really get discriminated against because their health is bad. It's like, no, people get looked at different. So I've always wanted to be a nurse, and then I've always wanted to be a model too, just because, people in Japan, like my family in Japan as well, always told me, like, you would be a great model, because I was very slender. I was very skinny, but I have, like, a different, unique face. So I always wanted to get in. I loved taking pictures growing up. Like, I loved fashion. I loved all of it. So it was, like, around the same time, and I always wanted to pursue both, and now I'm doing it. So I'm, like, really proud of myself. Like,
Yo, give it up for this lady. You know what I'm talking about.
Fuck, I didn't know what I wanted to eat at 3 years old.
bro.
Dude. That's impressive.
I didn't know what I wanted to eat this morning, bro.
Also true.
But no,
oatmeal.
damn, that's the modeling. That's what you take right before you model. You know, like,
literally, gotta get your carbs in.
right. Do you ever get afraid or concerned about possibly, because of your modeling work, your nursing career ever being jeopardized?
Oh, 100%. I'm horrified, honestly. And mind you, it's not like I take, like, supremely lewd pictures. I feel like I love all of the work I've done, to be honest. Like,
and you see it on the screen. Just send me whatever you want them to see.
Okay, for
and
sure.
and they'll be
Just
see
go
it on
off
the
my
screen.
Instagram.
All right,
Like,
there you
I
go.
literally don't
Boom.
care. And, like, I'm proud of my work, and it's not like I'm posting, like, super wild shit. You know what I mean? Like, I've done, like, all different types of shoots, and I don't know. People are very judgmental, but it's not like, oh God, I don't want to say this either, because, like, I feel like if I had, like, an OnlyFans, it'd be different. I feel like I'd really get discriminated against. You know what I mean? But mind you, for the girls that do have OnlyFans, fucking pop the fuck off, get that fucking money, period. I, like, respect the hell out of you guys, because it takes supreme confidence to do that. You're getting money, and as long as you're safe, no one's trying you, and you're not hurting nobody,
Right.
girl. You're getting that fucking money by
Boom.
being
Hell yeah.
sexy and being empowered with yourself. So I appreciate that 100%. Like,
Shout out Angelina Castro.
yes. Oh my god,
Shout out Angelina
I
Castro.
literally loved that fucking episode. I think she's so great. I would
Gang.
love to meet you one day. You're
She's
fucking
great.
awesome.
She's made me rethink if I want a Ferrari, honestly.
The small penis complex.
Small penis complex.
Fuck, you know?
But yeah, like I totally respect the females that do that. But if I did have one, I feel like it's I'd definitely get even looked down upon 100%.
Because I've seen you know, certain like there was one, I forgot her name, but she came out in like scrubs, and then
I think it was the EMT.
there was
that
an
the one from New
there was an
York?
EMT that she was in scrubs, and then she started taking like modeling pictures. Like, have you seen that TikTok where like people are wearing like everyday clothes, and then like they'll like tap the camera, and then it's you know, they get dressed up. She did one of those, and it was like, because she did it in scrubs, and then she did a dress or whatever. And then she ended up opening an OnlyFans or whatever the case. What do you? I guess what would happen? Is there any sort of technical, quote unquote, rule or law when it comes to? And again, I'm super uneducated when it comes to like the guidelines that you guys have to follow in order to keep your license. But is there something that explicitly goes against that?
With the modeling and the nursing?
Yeah, like when you have your nursing license, is there some sort of rule that says like, if you're a licensed nurse, you can't, pose in a certain way, or is there anything
honestly, I really do not know, but it's definitely better to be safe than sorry. And that's why like I stopped doing as much like sexy shoots, like bikinis, or like I still do topless shoots, but I'm covered, obviously.
Right.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But for the most part, like all the stuff that I post now is like covered, like lifestyle. You know what I mean? I really don't know personally, but I know like from the past, like some girls that used to be like, exotic dancers, and that's how they paid off their nursing degree, dude. Like,
I believe it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Shit,
Hell
dude,
yeah.
Can you imagine?
Like that's
yeah.
fucking badass. You know what I mean? So you can do that. Maybe
I was donating to the arts, bro. If you think about it,
literally,
bro,
like,
it should be tax free if you think about it.
right. Like, but honestly, I respect girls that do that. Honestly, I really do not know if there's anything, but then again, it's better to be safe than sorry. But I do think about it. I'm like, yo, like, what if they really see me in a different light or whatever? And it's funny that you asked me that, because today at the shoot, one of the girls asked me, they're like, would you get in trouble if like they saw your Instagram page, or like they're like, they don't like some pictures, like people from the program, if they like looked me up or some shit, you know what I mean? And I'd be like, honestly, they're gonna be like, oh, who is this? It's me. Like, yeah, what about it? Like, this is my work. I do this on the side too. This is how I'm getting money. This is how I'm paying for my degree. Like, you can't tell me shit, And then, of course, I have financial aid and FAFSA and all that stuff. But, yeah, honestly, I don't know if there's, like, a specific rule. But then again, I've never really heard anything negative if, like, girls do OnlyFans and also is a nurse. You know what I mean? But then again, that also kind of goes into, like, it's the fact that she's literally a nurse making decent money, obviously, because it's such a high demand job. But the fact that she has to open an OnlyFans to get more money is like, come on, guys.
It speaks for itself.
It speaks for itself, literally. And AOC actually tweeted about that.
I'm sorry, what's AOC?
AOC from New York.
New York.
Oh, okay.
She spoke about that. She tweeted it, and she was saying like, it's the fact that a healthcare worker has to open up an OnlyFans just to make ends meet or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, she's a healthcare worker.
Right.
We make good money. You know what I mean? We make decent money. But the fact that like, some of these women have to open up an OnlyFans account to get even more, like to make ends meet, or, whatever they got to do. And it's sad, honestly. Like, women already get discriminated against enough. Like, we already get judged. We breathe wrong. And then people are like, oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they just want to talk shit. Like, always put the blame on us. And it fucking sucks, honestly. But
What would you say, I guess, earlier you were talking about the reason why you first got into nursing was because of your desire to help people. Does it scare you, the thought of bonding with a patient and then next day they're not there?
It doesn't scare me. It's definitely gonna hurt me 100%. I feel like a lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm definitely an empath. I feel a lot, so I really feel for people. And I remember, I'll give you an example. Okay. So I remember, this is when my uncle passed. I was grown. I was like, 20, 21. And my grandma visited one of her friends, and they started talking about my uncle. And I started like, tearing up a bit, because I'm like, damn, like I really miss him. Like, I just started tearing up. I just got really sad. I felt really nostalgic. I was like, damn, dude, like this sucks. Like, and even as a nurse, like I know I'm going to get attached to patients. I know, especially when it's going to be my first year. I know I'm going to get attached to my patients because we're going to have that bond. I'm the one taking care of you. I'm literally at your bedside. I'm here for you more than your own family is, to be real. You know, I'm the one taking care of you. I'm giving you blood, or I'm giving you your medication. I'm having conversation with you. I'm taking care of you for 12 hours, you know, in a shift for like 4 consistent days, 3 to 4 consistent days.
I'm about to fall in love right now. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole ass, bro. That's the Notebook. You know?
The Notebook. Yeah. So it's just like it's definitely gonna hurt me, regardless. But I feel like once you know I start getting into the swing of things, I'll get used to it, which is so fucking sad to say that because it's gonna make me sound like I'm not emotional at all, which is the complete opposite of what it really is. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be sad for sure.
Do you have to have a certain level of like a lack of emotion to do it, or?
I wouldn't say lack of emotion. I would say like you have to be strong. You have to be a strong person, especially as a nurse. You're going to be encountering so many different people with so many different types of energies and like different personalities. You know, you have to be a strong person. You have to take shit as it is. You know what I mean? You got to be a strong bitch to be a nurse, straight up, because you're dealing with damn near everybody. You know what I mean? Like it's their health, it's their life. You know, people are gonna spaz out on you sometimes. People are gonna, you know, get mad at you or be sad, or you know, you're dealing with a lot of emotions. So you yourself have to keep it together. You have to empathize with your patient, but you still have to hold it together for yourself as well, and you still have to be stern with your patient too. You know what I mean? So like, because some people are evil out there, and like even as your patient, they'll try and finesse you for like, you know, perks, more, you know what I mean? Because
for real?
Oh, what? Listen.
I'm like, Lina,
you need more pain meds?
Lina, I'm feeling off today. Let me get like 20 Addy, girl.
Yeah, literally, they'll try and finesse you, and that's a way you can lose your license. To be honest,
Facts.
You got to be careful with stuff like that. And I don't really want to talk about too much about you know, my experiences in the hospital because of HIPAA. HIPAA is pretty much like I guess like an oath, I guess an oath where you have to like, you don't talk about your patient's business.
Right, you can't.
Period.
Right.
Like, and if you do, you can lose your license. You know what I mean? So like, I try to like not talk about that as much too. So that's one thing for sure that you can lose your license for.
What are some other things that would cause you to lose your license?
Giving the wrong dose of medication, obviously killing a patient, shit like that. You know what I mean? That's like the top 3 for sure. Like HIPAA, wrong, like medication is like a huge deal, and like they shove it down our throats in nursing school. Like you better get this medication correct. And one thing is we take a math test for each course that we're in, right? And if you don't pass the first time, you get to take it a second time, but you can't get anything less than a 90 because it's only 10 questions.
No, oh,
yeah.
fuck.
It's 10 questions, and the lowest you can get is a 90 because technically if you get one wrong, you kill a patient. That's how they think of it. Jeez. So if you don't pass the math exam the second time around, you don't pass the clinical rotation. You have to take it over again. Yeah.
What branch are you? I don't know if branch is the right term, but what
specialties?
What specialty? Like, would you be
interested
ICU, hospice? What do you?
So with me, I never really knew what specialty I wanted till I actually. Ooh, Mom, don't watch this part. I used to work at a tattoo shop. I was an apprentice. I was a piercing apprentice, and my mentor had her baby was premature. So ever since then, I wanted to work in the NICU. Like I wanted to work in neonatal care with premature babies. You know, that's definitely gonna break my heart though.
That's aggressive, you know? Yeah.
But I'm definitely interested in it as well. But it's very dangerous, I feel, to work with babies, especially babies that are premature. Sometimes you have to deal with micro babies that are literally the size of your hand. You know, so giving them the right medication, food, and all that, it'll be challenging. And for nursing, actually, one of the courses, of course, is PEDS, which is kids stuff, and it's actually one of the hardest courses because you got to be on point with that, especially with the math. And then I also wanted to work on oncology, and I feel like it's kind of meant for me because the past 2 clinical rotations that I was in was on the oncology floor, which is the cancer floor. So I'm curious on that as well. That, oh my God, dude.
That's gonna be rough.
It's rough. Any hospital, really, like any specialty you work in is rough because you're seeing people at their worst state. You know what I mean? So it's either neonatal care and NICU, oncology, cardiology, heart, pretty cool. I wouldn't mind working in the ER or labor and delivery because it's fast. Yeah. I love fast-paced stuff. So I feel like because also my best friend's mom, I call her my aunt. she's also a nurse, and she's saying, you know, when you're younger, I feel like it's better to work in like the ER or labor and delivery because everything is fast paced. But when it's dead, it is dead on the floor. Like nothing's going on. Ain't got shit to do. Literally.
Bust out that Words with Friends or something. Shit.
Literally. Yeah.
Are there different, and it's a branch off of Emi's question. Are there different requirements for, say, an ER nurse and say someone that's working physical therapy or some shit like that?
Yeah. Yeah, there's different requirements. 100%. It just depends. You have to get, you have to take tests for each specialty that you want to do, but you obviously have to have like your RN, you know, your bachelor, stuff like that. So let's say you want to do a wound care. You want to be in wound care. So you literally pack wounds all day, but you have to have a license for that. And then you have to have a license or like a specialty in like cardiology, stuff like that. If you want, my friend, one of my really good friends in nursing school, actually, she wants to be a psychiatric nurse. So you have to have a specialty for that. That's also another one of our classes. It's psych, where you deal with patients in the psych ward and stuff like that, which actually I'm really excited about. I feel like it's going to be super cool to work with patients like that. But yeah, so you just have to, like, depending on what specialty you want, you have to take a test for it. You have to have, you know, obviously the specialty for it, but you have to take tests or like a course, something. It's always different for each one.
Right.
Yeah,
I take it you don't get queasy around any cuts or anything like that.
No, not at all.
Not at all?
Not shit bothers me, dude.
For real?
Literally nothing bothers me. It's funny.
Dude, she doesn't have time. She's out there doing the Lord's work.
That's true. That's
Just
true
a
right
little bit
there.
of blood and be like,
That's true.
That's our job. That's
Right.
Take care of this
But how do
place.
but how do you handle fecal matter? That's my question.
Oh, you know what's so funny? I actually had.
Wait, what?
You know, because that's God.
I didn't know that's where we're going at.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically
No,
said, what
yeah.
now?
I mean, that's facts.
Last Wednesday, I dealt with two patients where one patient had C. diff, which is pretty much like diarrhea, but like uncontrollable diarrhea. And she was bedbound too, so she couldn't get up or anything. So we were the doctor wanted to see if she had a wound on her butt, because you can get pressure ulcers if you're on the bed for too long, especially in your bony prominences. So like your tailbone's like one of the prominences where you could get an ulcer. So they wanted to see if she had one or not, and then we flipped her over and she was like covered in poop. Yeah.
Wow.
And then we had to clean her up and stuff.
So who clean? Is that you?
Yeah. I cleaned it like
Gang.
me.
Gang.
Yeah.
Dang shit.
Yeah. C. diff's like
That is the Lord's work right
That's
C.
there.
diff is
Yeah,
also
dude.
very like contagious. So like you have to go in like in PPE and stuff like
Full
that.
suited up.
Yeah.
Wash
It's
hands,
contact precautions.
gloves,
Yeah.
Monster
You have
Inc.
to like
sort of
literally
shit.
when you're in the hospital, if you're not coming out the room foaming,
You're doing it wrong.
you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So right now with everything that's going on, what do you have to? Do you go in with 72 layers into the
Oh,
hospital?
plus it's Rona, right?
Yeah.
So you gotta be like
Oh,
Rona
are
geared
you?
up.
You know what's so
Double
funny?
mask,
Yeah.
everything.
Oh,
You got
yeah.
what, like 7 masks on? Like
I
what?
have a surgical mask and I have a face shield.
N95?
N95 or a regular surgical mask
Okay.
that
The
you
blue
have.
ones.
Yeah, the blue ones.
Okay.
And I wear a face shield.
Now, do they provide those for you, or you
No,
still
I
having
bought
to get
them.
them, right?
I bought them.
That's
Yeah,
so wild
I
to
heard.
me.
Yeah.
I heard.
Because
I heard.
my aunt is a nurse in Palmetto, and she's telling me they give me 2 a week.
Yeah,
That's fucking wild.
Well, as they should though, because
Right.
it's crazy. Like, luckily in Florida, I feel like we're not really. Excuse me. Oh my God, we're not losing as much PPE, which is literally the protective equipment.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of other hospitals that have COVID cases, like a COVID floor, they're going through it, man. Like, I've seen people that had to wear garbage bags. Yeah. So there's different types of precautions for each type of like patient if they have it, for example. So there's airborne, there's contact, and then, you know, standard precautions, obviously. So with airborne, you have to wear a mask or it's going to go in.
Right,
you
right,
know,
right.
You know what I mean? But like you cough and like it's in there because it's the air at the end of the day. Everyone's breathing the same air. You know what I mean? That's why, you know, with COVID, we all have to wear a mask or else and it's crazy because you can't just wear a cotton mask. It's going to go straight through, you
Right.
know? So you have to wear your surgical mask. You have to wear your N95 mask. And you can get those on Amazon, by the way, for super cheap. Costco sells the blue masks. Those are surgical masks.
Yeah.
And that's not going to go through. And then for contact precautions, we have to wear, obviously we wear gloves. And then we have to wear like plastic, like, I guess like cover. I don't even know how to explain it, but like.
Like the blue gowns?
Yeah, the blue gowns. We have to wear those. And that's contact precaution pretty much. And then obviously we have to wash our hands constantly.
All the time.
Yeah, when I got out of my clinical rotation that day, my hands were so dry. I washed my hands the last time, and I felt my skin coming off. The dead skin coming off.
That's
yeah.
a Final Destination, bro.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
felt all my dead skin coming off, and then I also was constantly using hand sanitizer too. Even after I wash my hands, if the nurses don't see you using the hand sanitizer after, they don't care. Because at the end of the day, if you're going in to a room without putting on hand sanitizer, they're automatically going to assume you're dirty. You know what I mean? You go into a patient's room, you don't wash your hands, dirty. Sucias. You know what I mean? You're dirty. Literally.
Sucias.
For real.
Like, and then if you come out of a room, they don't care if you already washed your hands in the room. Yeah, your patient might have saw it, but the charge nurse and the other nursing staff and the nurse manager didn't see it. So you better come out foaming with that hand sanitizer. You know what I mean? So that's why your hands are like
Raw.
fucked.
Yeah,
Raw.
right, yeah.
Like my hands were shiny. You know what I mean? When they're super dry, they get shiny. That's how you know.
That shit was chrome, bro. You know?
Chrome. Like,
Bright chrome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, my aunt said that was an issue. She started taking her own
Yeah.
with like aloe vera in it.
Yeah.
Because she said it's something had to do, and she has to like rub cream every night before hands.
Yeah.
She's getting a little special. She's like putting cream and then gloves on, and she like don't touch me.
Okay,
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
all right.
alright.
Yeah,
And even when you have
Alright.
cream on your hands and you put the gloves on, it's hard to put the gloves on when you have cream on your hands too. So it's rough.
Oh no, like
Plus with
those to sleep, like those
Oh.
cotton gloves. That's what. Oh yeah. No, not in work. I mean, she was.
Oh
lays
yeah,
at
she has
home,
to soak
and
in.
she's like, oh, I'm fucking here, dude. This hand sanitizer is killing
don't
me.
touch me.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Girl.
Ladies and gentlemen, every single week we have count 'em, two segments. You know what I'm talking about, and one of them is the movie review of the week. You know what I'm talking about, and every single week we ask our beautiful, illustrious guest, whomever it may be, for some sort of recommendation of media that they enjoy, whether it be a TV show, a film, an album, whatever it may be. Most of the time it's films or TVs or whatever the case, but something that you watch and it gets your mind off of everything, something that you could not recommend to our listeners more. What is it?
I watch anime.
Okay.
I watch so much anime.
I need
you guys.
specifics though.
Recently, I've been watching Black Clover. If you like Hunter x Hunter, if you like Yu Yu Hakusho, Black Clover is definitely one of those types of adventure animes that anybody would like. I feel personally, I've been catching up on it. I'm on like episode 120. I heard it gets better. There's like 150 something episodes, but that's like the first season. I love anime. I really don't watch regular TV like that anymore because I started catching up on anime, and I will say, growing up in middle school, I got bullied for watching anime, and I stopped because I literally got no. I was like, I'm not dealing with this no more.
I was one of those rude people. I've repented since then.
And it made a comeback. It made a hell of a comeback.
because it wasn't a
hell
thing
of a
when we were kids.
No, not at all.
That was like the nerd thing, the geek thing to do.
And
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
in band
absolutely.
too, so that made it so much worse.
So was I, and I was still doing that, still beating people up.
I watched Yu-Gi-Oh, so there's
Yeah.
that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, but
That's like
is
the
that
OG
is that
stuff.
anime?
Yeah, that's anime.
Yeah?
Yeah. So like,
I just seen it on WB, so I'm like, yeah, it's cartoons.
I mean, pretty much anime is like Japanese cartoons, but it's like from Japan, So there's like growing up, we had Dragon Ball, Pokemon, we
Dragon
had,
Ball
Ooh,
Z.
God damn.
we had Yu-Gi-Oh, stuff like that. And then growing up, I started watching anime since I was like a child. I've watched anime that my mom watched. You know what I mean?
Damn, respect.
So
I
I
didn't
watched
know
like
it
those
went that far
childhood.
back.
I watched an anime that was made in the 40s.
God, that's
Sazai-san. And then they stopped in the 70s and went back in the 80s and like did like the characters and stuff like that. And then I recently started watching anime again like last year. Shout out to my ex-boyfriend for putting me on to a few different shows and like, different outlets to watch it on.
Shout out ex-boyfriend.
Shout out to the ex-boyfriend. Yeah, he's the one that put me on to like different shows, and then I started figuring out like what I liked watching too, and I had a lot to catch up on, dude. I had so much to catch up on, like especially with the shonen stuff. Like I had so much to catch up on, so it was super dope. And like, I don't know, I've watched so much. God.
So if there's one show that would be ideally 5 out of 5 stars, that one of the top out of the top, what would it be?
Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho is my favorite anime of all time. It's like my starter anime for sure. It was made in the 90s. It's the same like author and mangaka from Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is like the same concept as Yu Yu Hakusho, but Yu Yu Hakusho came first. But I love
Hunter x Hunter's the one with the kids, right?
yeah,
They,
with
like
Gon and
assassins or
Killua.
something.
Yeah.
And how many stars is it?
Oh, like 10 out of 10.
Oh,
yeah.
you gotta love it. You gotta love
It's
it.
literally god tier, guys. So good. Literally
Damn.
my favorite.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna have
good.
to try because I always try and I'll pick them up and a few episodes in it's just I don't know. It's just not my.
Yeah, it's not
you
your
know?
thing.
Yeah,
That's how I felt with
I'm a
Attack.
Dragon Ball Z.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got anything Dragon
Oh.
Ball Z level,
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Super? I ate all that shit up. All the movies, anything like that. I'll get into that for sure.
God, that's the absolute best. You can't. You just can't go wrong with it, man.
Fuck no, you
It's
can't.
a
Are you
classic.
kidding
I feel
me?
like even like American kids like love Dragon Ball. Like it's a cult favorite. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And I don't know. I just love Yu Yu Hakusho. Honestly, like I love the characters. You know what though? I will say I do love Black Clover as well because I really like the character development with all the characters, including the female characters, because I feel a lot of anime, they have that one like cutesy girl that's kind of like useless, and I fucking hate that because I like seeing like powerful women in anime. You know what I mean? And there's so many powerful women in that anime, and there's so much growth with each of the female main characters, which I love seeing. And they're all younger girls too, so that makes me happy. And then there's like the the older ones. Vanessa, she's the witch of Black Clover from the specific Black Bulls team, I guess you could say. That's like the best way because they're all separated into different Magic Knight squads. But she's part of the Black Bulls. She's a bad bitch, straight the fuck up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I love her, and then I also
You could also totally do voice acting, by the way. I don't know if you noticed. You could do
Me?
voice acting. Oh yeah. Like what? Oh my god. What
Yeah,
the
is that a thing?
voice acting?
I don't know. I don't know what's the
Well,
ear for voice acting.
Who do you think does the voice for the anime characters? Them?
Well, all I know is it's an old lady that does Bart Simpson. That's the only thing I know.
That's
And
facts.
and
And
the
she
guy
fucking
from,
kills it.
The guy from Family Guy,
Seth Rogen,
no,
Green?
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane.
He does
He's
like
great.
so many
He does
voices.
Brian, he does Peter, he does Stewie.
Yeah, it's
He
insane.
literally does all the guy characters.
Yeah,
Right.
it's insane.
Yeah,
it's
it's
insane.
crazy.
Right, I
Except for
forgot about
Chris.
Yeah,
Except for Chris.
Except for Chris. Have you ever had, in regards to the modeling world, have you ever had, and most people are wanting to hear this answer. Have you ever had like a creepy interaction? The shit that everybody or most females are concerned about when going into a shoot, when going into modeling, especially modeling that requires any sort of risque sort of performance, if you will. Have you ever had any sort of experience that you would like to not have had?
I've had one creepy experience, but it wasn't like a risque shoot or anything. It was literally super chill. But the photographer invited me out to lunch, right? I was like, all right, cool, whatever. He's going to take me to lunch and we'll shoot after. Cool.
Free food, CC Pizza was good.
Wrong. So we went to a vegan spot, and then once we got the check, he's
Red
like,
flag,
oh,
I
yeah,
agree.
can we get it separate? I'm like, how are you going to ask me
God.
and then...
What?
You know what I mean? Yeah. So there was that, and then and then we started shooting, and then he like wanted to watch a movie in his car and shit, and I'm like, this is weird. I don't
With
like,
you? Like just
yeah,
watching me in the
just
car?
chill. I was like, I thought we were gonna shoot
Like an
but,
adult
like-
film?
No,
Like,
no, like a
I
spider.
didn't know. Like what's going on? I don't know what's going on.
This man here,
What are we gonna watch?
Jesus.
Final Destination, The Whip? Like what's happening
Literally,
right
no,
now?
it was a Marvel movie. I was like,
Respect.
I guess, whatever. But like, yeah, that was weird. And like, what did I say? I was like, yeah, my back's been hurting, whatever. Like, cause we got into that conversation, and then he like wanted to give me a massage. I was like, I'm good. And he still hits me up to this day. I don't talk to him at all. Like,
just
I
leave
don't.
him on red?
I literally leave him on red.
Wow.
I'll show you the messages. It's literally like him
That's
talking
creepy
to
as
himself.
fuck.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
so
just hang out in my
fucking-
car and watch a movie.
Yeah, like I
Right.
thought we were gonna shoot, dude, and I still never got my pictures back, which is fucking whatever.
Okay, so you guys actually shot. So
Yeah, we did shoot. That's what I'm
He
saying.
wanted to do like the movie night before or after.
It was before, and I was like,
That's
why
fucking
are
creepy.
we? I
Wow.
was like,
That's
yeah, I
fucking
gotta
creep
go.
This is character development over here. What are we doing?
Like I was like, yeah, I gotta
Building
go.
rapport. He's building
dude.
rapport.
right.
I was like, I gotta go.
Have you ever had any other weird experiences like that?
No, thank God. Other
Well-
than that, it's like I have a gut feeling usually, and I'm always right on that. So if I feel weird or creeped out, I'll always bring someone with me, or I just won't go. Straight up.
Right.
Yeah, but this was weird. I was like, okay. Like it was just weird as fuck. And he literally hit me up like a week ago. I was like, I'm literally about to block his number. Like,
That's fucking weird.
like
What do you do if the experience itself wasn't quote unquote creepy, but you just were not a fan of the photographer and his style and how in the pictures that he took? Are you we'll shoot one day, or you just be like, hey, listen, we did it. I wasn't really happy with the outcome, but I wish you the best. What do you do?
Literally that.
Yeah?
Like, I don't really, it's like, oh, I don't really like the photos, but like,
You'll tell them after they gave it to you?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'll tell them like, I don't like this part. I don't like this part. I'm super chill to work with, but when I can be nitpicky as fuck, I'm super like, I'll be annoying with it because I'm very picky with my work. Like, if you see all of my work, it's very clean.
Right.
All of it's clean. It's crisp. It's professional. It's nice. Everyone always tells me like, your pictures are really pretty. Like, you have great pictures. You have great photos. And I was like, I love that because like, I'm all about quality. That's why I literally work with the same people. Literally the same person, actually. Shout out to Chris Hardy. I fucking adore you. 2 bits and pieces. He's my photographer. Wow. Also a really good friend of mine. He's super great. But he's the one that does most of my work. And I trust him. He's great to work with. He's super chill. His work is stunning. And it's quick. It's super quick work, like always.
How long did it take you, and through how many photographers did it take you to be able to establish that sort of relationship where you know who you want to work with?
I'm pretty open-minded, so I don't really mind working with different photographers as long as I like their work. I have to like their... If I don't like your work, especially nowadays, I just became super picky. If I was like, listen, if I'm not fucking with your work, I'm not going to work with you, straight up. Straight up.
Is that something like you go through before? You go through a catalog?
Before, yeah, okay. like I have to see their... I won't even follow people back if I don't like their work.
How does it work? Like, do you hire a photographer because somebody reached out because they want pictures for this, or do they reach out to you because they hired them for pictures for this?
It depends. Like, they usually just want to collab with me, or like they'll just ask me to be a part of like a gig or like a photo shoot, whatever. They usually ask me if they want to work with me, you know. But for the most part, I literally work with the same person. I have my own concepts that I want to do, and I'll post them, and that's it.
Do you have a preference as to shooting with by yourself or with, you know, a group of girls?
Oh, I don't care. Either or. Literally either or. I actually have a baddies page, which is my collab page where I post my work when I work with other models. A lot of models hit me up.
You see it on the screen, by the way.
Yes. And a lot of models hit me up all the time and they want to work with me. And I'm always open. I'm always down to help other girls out. You know what I mean? Because I didn't have anybody, you know? So I had to figure this shit out on my own for the most part, to be real. So I don't mind, you know, giving like decent, like good advice, like starter advice, like this is what you should do, being consistent, networking, all that. Because I had to do all that. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what I do, honestly. So I don't mind working with other girls at all. I literally made an entire collab page because of that. And because of that, I've done like my own power shoots. I've helped other models network with each other, other photographers network with each other, and photographers and models network. You know, I love bringing people together. And I'm really good at picking like who to bring together too, because it's all about good vibes. And every single power shoot that I have had, like everyone's like, the vibes were immaculate. Like everyone was so cool, super chill. Everyone just meshes really well together. And I'm super big on that because if I'm not fucking with your vibe, bye, see ya. Like, pa' literally. Quick as fuck. I'd be like, and I peep shit too. I'm very like in tune with everything as much as I can, especially if they're my girls. You know, if they're working with me, I always make sure everyone's comfortable, everyone's good, because that's like my biggest thing. Like being consensual, make sure they're comfortable, and make sure they feel like the baddest bitch in the room, because that's literally the point, you know?
Amen.
So I always notice shit like that. So I'll like pull them out and be like, are you okay with this? Are you comfortable? And if they say no, I'll tell them, you know, straight up. Like, it's all about communication. I feel like, unfortunately, a lot of models feel like they have to do certain things. And, you know, some models feel like they have to do certain things in photography, like when they're getting photographed, you know what I mean? Like, whether it's posing and faces and stuff like that. It's like, if you don't want to do it, you don't know how to do it. You tell me. You talk to me. I'll grab you. You can talk to me about it, and I'll tell them straight up.
Have you ever walked out mid-shoot because you weren't comfortable?
No. Thank God. And I never will. Like, ever experience that, you know, knock on wood. And if I ever did, I'll be like, yeah, I gotta go. Like, bye. No, I'm grown.
Right.
I'm fucking grown, so I'm not dealing with that no more. Like, I'm not fucking a naive 19-year-old. No, like, if I don't feel good, no, bye.
What would you tell someone, a young model who's just, you know, today's her first day, what would she do, you know, if she comes up to you, you know, I want to start modeling today, what does she do today?
I'll definitely tell her to do her research on photographers. You can always tell when a photographer is an actual photographer and when they're just a guy trying to get girls. You can tell by the quality of the work. I always tell them that first. Always look at the quality of their work. That's number one. If they message you first, or if you message them first, see the professionalism within the conversation. If they start getting a little flirty with you and doing all that extra shit, no. But I would also tell her, you know, network. You can't be too shy now. You can't, you know, be scared of everything. You have to have that balance of being open and wanting to network, but also knowing you know, what's going on and being aware of everything too. Especially as a woman, we have to be careful.
Right, of
Like,
course.
Absolutely.
with guys, like, you guys really don't have to worry as much when it comes to safety. Women, like, I can't leave my house without a mace, without my knife. I have to walk with my keys in between my fingers, shit like that, you know? So I always tell the girls, be consistent, network, look at the quality of the work, look at how they're talking to you, and go from there. If you want me to say something, I'll fucking say it. I don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So that's pretty much like the basics of what I say, you know? And then, like, if they need help with posing and makeup, I do that too, you know what I mean? So I'll help them with that. And I was like, once this Rona shit is over, I want to have another power shoot where I can have more girls, where I do like a class where I'll teach them how to walk, I'll teach them how to pose, I'll teach them how to do all that, you know what I mean? Because I didn't have nobody. It took me a while for me to figure out what's flattering for me, for my body and stuff like that. So that's another thing too, posing, knowing what's right for you, knowing what looks best for you, facial expressions, how to look snatched, how to look, you know what I mean? Different stuff like that. So.
Interesting. Have you thought of like management? Because it kind of seems like
I feel like,
I don't know if it's managing or maybe building a modeling firm or something.
yeah, and it's a lot of people think that my Queen and Her Baddies page is an agency. I wouldn't say that. It's just my collab page, and a lot of people have asked me before, like, you should do an agency or you should be a manager, because like I would succeed in that. You know, I know how to handle large
Definitely
groups
sounds
of
like you know what
people.
you're doing. 100%,
Yeah, 100%. And people have seen it too, like photographers and stuff like that, and like models. Like, it's hard. It is difficult to get a big group of girls to work, come in on time, have work ethic, make sure they're fed, make sure they're good. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to have girls come together and work and, you know what I mean? Like, be on time. That's the main thing with models. Like, we always come in a little bit later, or like people cancel last minute, shit like that, you know? So I was proud of my first power shoot when I literally got 12 girls to come in at a studio
Bro, in
at
Miami?
8 a.m. At 8 a.m. They showed up.
8 a.m.
They showed up on time. And then a few girls had to leave early, but I got my shots. I got my group shots with them. I got, you know, my individuals. I did some duos. Like, I started directing everything, because I also do that too. I'm a creative director. I can say that now. And I just love bringing people together. I love being in charge. I love to bring shit to life that I see in my vision. And like, if people requested me to do something, like my first power shoot was actually for a casting, a sister casting. Shout out to Brianna. She's in New York, but she wanted me to help run the Miami branch. So she's like, just get as many girls, like get 20 girls or whatever. And then she's like, she just gave me like, you know, her little details. I was like, bet, I got the rest. And then I handled it, and we shot from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. We all split the studio price, and it was fucking lit. It was great. I brought photographers. Everyone networked. We got great shots. Like, it was a really good time. It was dope.
Getting 20 people, and that's just the models, right? Because you need to
because
people help with lighting, with stage. I don't know if staging is a thing.
Yeah,
Photography.
so we had to book the studio. I had to get all 4 of the photographers, and then I had to get 12 girls here. So yeah, around 20 people were in there.
God.
And then I've had another power shoot where it wasn't even like a professional one, I guess. It was just like, it was one of my homeboys. He was throwing a party. He's like, well, I do want to have a section where, like, you know, at the pool, the girls are shooting or whatever. I was like, all right, bet, I got it. So I got like at least, I want to say like 8 girls, including me was 8. And then I got a couple photographers, and some of the photographers bailed last minute. But one of the other guys that came in, shout out Manikoff, he came and he became the main photographer, and then he shot all the girls, and all the girls came in on time. And most of the girls that were there that day, actually, it was their first time shooting. So I was there telling them how to pose. I was like, all right, I was telling the cameraman, I was like, you got to come here because the lighting's hitting this way. And everyone was super respectful of us, you know, shooting in the pool, and like people were recording us and shit like that. But like, I love bringing people together, and I love doing shoots like that. I love doing big group shoots. I love working with other women. I love directing. I love doing all that shit. It's so much fun. And then I love being behind the camera too, because I know how to work it from behind the camera and in front of the camera.
Oh, that's a multi-talented woman right there. You know what I'm talking
Good
about?
Lord.
God. What would you say is the most rewarding aspect of both modeling and nursing?
Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, I don't know. With modeling, my most rewarding is definitely being able to work with other girls and helping me grow as a person. I guess both nursing and modeling help me grow as a person, help me mature, help me figure myself out, like be more confident in what I'm doing, because being a nurse takes confidence. I don't know if y'all like see it or not, but it takes a lot of confidence, because at the end of the day, when you're administering medication, girl, you can't be shaking there with a needle in your hand. You have to be confident. You got to know where the spot is. You got to know, the different angle you apply it. You got to know the right type of medication you're applying. You got to be confident. You have to be sure in yourself. And same with modeling. You have to be confident in yourself. You're literally your own brand. You're literally your own business, and you have to be confident. So I will say, like, the most rewarding part, I guess, is like growing as a person and becoming more confident within myself in both aspects, like intellectually, and then like obviously with me being like an entrepreneur, I guess you can say, because being a model is my own business,
Right.
I guess like that, and then like helping other people, like bringing people together when it comes to modeling. Like I love helping people get together and networking and stuff like that. I love, like, that makes me so happy seeing people work together so smoothly and connecting and like creating art. That's so rewarding to me. And when after I see like the photos and how they come out, I was like, damn, we really did that. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
I love seeing it. It makes me so happy. Like being in like as like being like the director of like my power shoots makes me supremely happy, because I love creating. I love doing that. I'm just like, damn, like every time I think about it now, I'm like, damn, I've never been so happy doing stuff.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Yeah, I've never been happier unless I'm doing that,
That's awesome.
Is this the happiest you've been as far as comparing it to other jobs that you've done?
1000%. This
No
is
doubt
what I've
about
wanted to do. No doubt about it. Because let's say, like, I would say like 3 years ago, I would have been dying to be in this position where I'm at now. Because back then, this is when I started modeling. I wasn't as poppin', but, I was still getting bookings. I was getting booked pretty well, but, I wasn't thriving in school. You know what I mean? Like, all I wanted was, like, I just want to get accepted into this nursing program, bro. And I want to model, and I want to do both. And now I'm fucking finally doing it. So I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah,
Like,
shit. As you should. You know what I'm talking about.
yeah, like, I'm so proud of myself and how far I've came, honestly. And like, sometimes we just beat ourselves up a lot. You know what I mean? We gotta like, we never really focus on like how far we've came. So sometimes I have to like really like drill it in my head. Like, girl, 3 years ago, you would have been dying to be in this position you're at now. Like, you were really doing that, and you really grown, and you really like, you grew and you elevated into what you wanted to do. And now you're just working from there and expanding yourself and being better, and like, I don't know, just being fucking boss ass bitch. You know what I mean?
Boss ass bitch, bro.
Like, I'm just
yeah.
happy
A
where I'm
boss ass
at,
bitch,
and I'm
that's-
just gonna grow more. That's literally it. Yeah.
Hell yeah, golly. Ladies and gentlemen, every single week we have two segments, you know what I'm talking about. And the second one is actually called The Quest for the Truth. And every single week I get a random card from this here deck of cards.
Yeah.
And I ask said question to our guests and
Let's do
everybody
it.
else in here. I mean, why are you
Random as
judging
fuck,
me
yeah.
right now, yo?
Random as
That man
fuck.
is judging me so hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was super random, right?
How dare you? How dare you?
Did I just question the
How dare you? How dare you?
fucking A?
Lina! Would you rather explore space
Okay.
or the ocean?
Ooh, that's a lot of vastness. Oh.
Start thinking about your answer.
I would.
Oh, I know my answer. Yeah.
I would say space.
Why? Elaborate.
Gang shit.
There's so many different dimensions in space I would love to explore. I want to see the different planets. I want to see if there's motherfucking aliens. I don't like
there's
all
aliens,
those.
bro.
100%.
Bro, I got their numbers on my phone right now. Bro.
Okay.
We're not
but,
talking
like,
about those aliens. We're talking about the ones that go.
I'll
Go ahead, pull it
cry.
down.
I'm so dead.
That was good.
Anyways.
Sorry, I had to.
That was
Yeah,
really
he
good.
had
That was
to.
really good.
But I definitely want to explore space for sure. I want to see like all the different. I watch a lot of conspiracy theories. I go into a whole rabbit hole, and I've seen some on space, and I want to see them on aliens.
Tell me about QAnon. Tell me everything.
But I definitely want to explore space. I feel like exploring the ocean would be cool, but like that's some scary shit. Okay, like
yeah.
there's so many like the
The
ocean's
fish with the light
deep.
bulb and shit. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell no, I'm not trying to see that. Mouth like this,
Yeah,
razor
yeah.
sharp teeth.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
It's a hard pass.
Like, there's way too many creatures in the ocean.
But
that are
who's to
strong
say-
that we don't even know about? You
But
know
who's
what I
to
mean?
say they don't have the spatial equivalent of that in space?
But you don't go with the fear of it.
Yeah,
True.
that's true. It's definitely the
very
fear
true.
of it, because there's shit in the water. Dog.
Yeah, Nemo taught me
Always.
something. I don't
Hell
want to
yeah.
go down there.
What?
Yeah.
Anywho,
Shout out Dory.
shout out Dory, man.
Shout out, Dory. She won't remember, but shout out.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, I would definitely love to experience space and like just seeing the Earth from.
That seems so wild, right?
Yeah, like the outside perspective of it. Like, hold on, what? Like that's crazy. Like
Right.
you're still like with the ocean, you're in the ocean. You know what I mean? But within space, you're looking at everything.
Right. I'm like, bro, I can see la carreta from here. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, it's wild. Emmy, who you got?
Space, 100% for sure.
How come? Why?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I've always just preferred space. When I was a Boy Scout, we would always go to JFK Space Center. It was awesome.
To watch the-
sleep. No, so we got to sleep under the Saturn V one time. I got to meet Buzz Aldrin. It was fucking awesome.
For real?
It was fucking awesome.
What'd you say?
Nothing, dude. I was fucking 12 years old. I was like, I had nothing to say to the guy. He gave us a cool speech. It was very cool. It was he gave us a big speech while holding a lunar rock.
Oh.
Which was like big dick energy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Big dick.
That was over the top. Looking back, I'm like, you didn't have to flex on us, dude. We're 12.
Yeah.
You know, we get it.
I'm like, you faked the landing.
Nah, but space. Plus, my favorite movie is Interstellar.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a
yeah.
fucking movie.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, no, I don't know. Something about the weightlessness of just hanging out there and looking back at Earth just seems
Facts.
wild.
No gravity, dude.
Yeah.
it's funny. But it's funny how the similarity between the fact that you can't take off your helmet or you die, and then obviously if you're
Same, yeah.
Same
underwater, you take it
because
off,
of
you're
the
also back
pressure,
because of the
yeah.
pressure.
Actually, yeah, that solidified that notion for me because I used to have a company that did yacht maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
So we would go underneath, we would dive underneath to clean the boats. And there's a moment where you can't hear anything, you
That's
can't see
horrifying.
anything.
You can't see anything.
And it wasn't horrifying for me. It was so
Therapeutic.
And you were
it
scuba
was
diving.
yeah, scuba diving. So you're geared up, everything. You just can't hear because I mean it's water. You can't hear anything, and you can't see shit because you're under the boat. And after a certain level, it's just pitch black.
Wow.
There was something about that weightlessness because you're just caught there,
Yeah.
and it was just like, fuck yeah.
Damn.
And then if you have the earth there, I don't know. I don't smoke weed anymore, but damn, I would be compelled up there.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. I wonder.
Take an edible and go out there.
Oh, jeez.
I wonder if they already got high over there for the first time.
Maybe an edible. I feel like it'd be tough to smoke.
Or I wonder if they took alcohol, a nice little bottle of whiskey.
Ooh, hell yeah, I could do that.
A
nice little
whiskey in
glass of scotch.
space, boy.
Hell yeah.
I think I'm team space too. I feel like you'll discover more. You get to flex on everybody back home.
Yeah, facts.
You know,
Fuck the ocean.
Bro,
like, bitch, I was in space.
my
okay?
Instagram will pop off. You know,
Look at this
so
bitch.
for
Look at this
sure.
galaxy.
Right. I'll still have haters, bro. They'll be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Of course.
bro,
Anywhere you
space
go,
ain't
dog.
shit.
He never went.
Right? He didn't go. He faked it.
Right.
That's a green screen.
Right.
Like,
Green screen this one.
right.
Oh my
fuck you.
god, Lina. Before we start wrapping up, I kind of wanted to know what are some misconceptions that you kind of want to clear up about both modeling and nursing.
Ooh, good question. I honestly can't really think of, like, just completely flew over my head. Misconceptions. I feel like, well, at least with music videos per se, like you have to be like half naked and it's like unprofessional all the time, stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? I've personally never experienced anything unprofessional. Like every set I've been on has been super professional. They weren't weird. They weren't creepy. You know
Like
what I
no
mean?
rapper during the music video try to grab your ass, nothing like that.
None of that. They were super. If anything, the rappers and like the artists are super bougie. They do like a 3-hour like break after they lip sync for like 5 minutes, and then
No shade.
all shade. You know what I mean? And then, but no, they never really tried anything with. From what I saw, at least, you know, maybe after the video shoot, they might try some shit with
Spit
models.
game.
And stuff. Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? But I've gotten looks, you know, that's pretty much it. But like nothing like super derogatory or like,
Right.
You know what I mean? They keep it really professional. And like the staff don't play that for the most part.
And then as far as are your DMs like jungle?
Dude, what? You should
Bad?
you should see my requests, bro.
Oh my god, that's like the forbidden land right
Yeah,
there.
literally, like,
that's
yo-
the Lion King where they're like, don't look over there, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like golly.
Don't look over
Literally.
there.
Yeah, they're like, don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it, man. But
Oh.
sometimes, like, I do, like, when I go into my request, it's like, fuck, I could have gotten this opportunity where, like, I could have shot with, like, a bigger art, like, a huge artist. And I
So
just,
sometimes there'll be some legit ones.
no, there'll be legit ones. But then, like, other times there's fucking creepos and shit. I'm like,
That's probably the majority.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Are like, is it dick pics galore?
Oh God.
I need to know. Angelina Castro showed us
Some ridiculous shit.
She showed us some ridiculous shit. She showed us a plethora of Indian men that are just in love with her.
Yeah, same.
Do you get a lot of Indian men?
Indian men are willing to like go to end of the world
Gang
for me.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
What?
Like, oh my God.
Good game though. Good
Oh
game?
my God.
Yo, they'll be like, "You're so beautiful, you princess goddess." I'm like,
God. If you're not feeling appreciated, yo, just follow a couple Indian men.
yeah,
I'm telling you.
they will worship the
Bro.
ground you walk
Oh
on.
my
Literally.
God.
Literally, yeah. But yeah, they fucking love me too. But and then like I've gotten weird ones though. They're like, "Let me see your titties." It's like,
Oh, okay, yeah, right now.
Back, give me a second.
like what? I've gotten one DM where this guy asked me to do a photo shoot, but just my feet. He's like, "I'll pay you $400."
Shout out Cat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For the feet pics.
Wait,
Hold on, that's $400
$400. Wait,
$400 to take pictures of my feet.
bro, I'll wax my feet right now. We'll catfish them.
For him to take the
Wait,
pictures
we'll
of your
catfish
feet?
them. I keep 200. You keep 200.
No, but he wants to take them. Yeah, that's kind of creepy.
Wait, he wants to take
He
them.
wanted to take
Yeah.
pictures of my feet.
Yeah, because that's different. It's like, send me pictures of your feet. I'd
Yeah,
be like,
bro.
fuck yeah, dude. What?
Right
Knock
now.
on your neighbor's door. Be like, you want to
right
make 200?
now, bro.
Yeah,
what?
literally.
Nah, but if it's someone taking, that's
No,
kind of
he
weird.
like wanted to like do a photo shoot of just. He's like, I think feet are beautiful too. I was like, okay. And you know what's so funny? All my homegirls always tell me like, you have nice feet. Like you should sell feet pics. And I'm like, no.
No? I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, I would.
My
I would.
dignity, like my pride, just gets me, man.
I feel that.
But I do have nice toes though. I just got them done. Okay.
You know?
Literally.
Oh my God. No, but that stuff. I mean, I know that's a big market right now.
That's a
No,
huge
it's
market.
crazy. Like
The whole
everyone's
feet-
so into feet now.
I don't. I mean, I don't.
I don't know.
I feel like they've always been into feet. It's just
It's
Now they're
just a
open
little
about
more-
it.
Yeah, they're more
They can
open.
talk about it,
They're more accepted, I guess you can
Right.
say. I feel like we're in a sexual revolution
in
where
the
people-
U.S., right?
where
Yep.
people
Yeah,
are
it feels like the
so-
70s or the 80s. No,
70s,
70s.
60s, 70s,
Right.
where people are super open with their sexuality and like, you know, what they're into, kinks, fetishes, and all that stuff, which I think is super cool because like it's so frowned upon. Which
Yeah.
sucks. It's like, okay, first of all, how the fuck do you think we got here, bro?
Right.
Because of our nasty ass parents and what they were doing.
Because of
Okay.
their
Right,
feet.
right.
Because
No.
of their feet.
Getting they toes
Yeah,
sucked and
yeah. Now,
shit.
now you
okay?
meet someone at Starbucks. You're like, are you coming to the orgy on Saturday? Or
What the fuck?
you know, like,
Literally, like
I don't go to those Starbucks.
yeah.
La
Shout out,
Carreta doesn't play like that, bro.
shout out Fetish Factory. You know what I'm talking about? Big shouts. But you know, that's life. You know, that's life. Right now, I get the same feeling. You know, that we're kind of going through that sort of revolution. But not only in the sexual revolution aspect, but also like so many different aspects with what, you know, what's going on as far as GameStop and just so many things, so many different.
A lot of historic things.
A lot of
Yeah.
historic things going on right now. As far as, and I know it's impossible to give an accurate answer, but if you had to guesstimate from your knowledge as a nurse and around the health industry, how long do you foresee our current situation going on? How long do you foresee until you can walk into a grocery store without a mask?
in America, probably like 3 years.
God,
Because let's put it this way.
we were talking about just 2021 today. Like, goddamn.
People do not give a fuck out
Right.
here. Like,
Correct.
there's literally anti-maskers that don't want to wear a mask. Like, stop being a fucking little bitch and put on a fucking mask. Like, you're being selfish for one. You're automatically risking your health and everyone else's. You're being so inconsiderate. Like, we're all in this together. We're in a fucking pandemic. It goes from an epidemic to a pandemic to an endemic. We're still in that pandemic portion. Mind you, Biden just got, is that the correct
Inaugurated,
right? So I feel like he's going to be more strict when it comes to the health portion of America. Like now,
Yeah.
people when they come in, they got to get tested, they got to do this. Perfect. I love that. I want people to start wearing their fucking masks, start taking this shit seriously, because the longer y'all keep
Not wearing them.
not wearing masks and like protesting against it, like I can't breathe, I can't. Well, you know what? Y'all should have been wearing your mask and y'all should have been taking this shit more seriously when it first fucking came around.
Yeah,
When
we wouldn't be here.
We would not be
Right.
in this. Remember when lockdown was supposed to be 2 weeks?
Ooh.
Yeah, me too. Like,
Yeah,
get it-
California's still out there.
literally, and the
God.
cases are going higher and higher and higher. And even in Japan, where my grandparents are from, like more in like the suburbs area, all the way up north, the cases are going up. Mind you, they only had one, and it's going up. There's like 150 cases now, but it's like people are so fucking selfish, dude. They want to travel, they want to do this, they want to do that. It's just like, first of all, like, why? Fucking wait.
Right.
I'm dying to fucking leave. I'm a spoiled little bitch when it comes to traveling. I'm used to going every fucking where. I'm used to going to Japan every single year. Period. If I can fucking wait, y'all can too. It's like, I want to travel so fucking bad, and I want to go to Cali.
No need to shame me like that. No need to shame me like that.
Like, I want to go to Cali and shit. But even like people in the planes, like, they don't want to wear their mask. They don't cover their nose. I'm like, are you dumb? Like, just fucking cover your nose and it's not hard.
Yeah.
Just be fucking compliant, bro. Like, this is, so many people have lost family members and like friends. Like, you have to think of it that way. Like, that could be you next. That could be your mom, your dad, grandma, etc., etc. Like, take this shit more fucking seriously. Plus, it's a new strain of a virus. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have a cure for it yet. Technically, there's a vaccine, whatever. But first of all, I'm not going to get it because, for one, the other vaccines that we've had, like for chickenpox,
polio,
like polio, you know, hepatitis, those have been created for years and years and years and years and years and damn near perfected. COVID, they just made, it took them like, what, a week to fucking make the vaccine, and then people are getting it. Like,
they made that shit like Palacio de los Jugos and shit. You don't even know, bro.
Like, you don't, like, you really don't know. And like, obviously with the media and stuff, they only show like the negatives and like people getting like Bell's palsy and shit. When you look at the actual ingredient list, it's not like that long of an ingredient list, but still, like, I'm not gonna get that shot until it's perfected straight the fuck up. And I'm know for damn sure it isn't perfected yet. Like, I'll continue wearing my fucking mask. I'll be a stubborn little bitch. I do not care. What do
you call them? Classmates or
your colleagues,
your coworkers, colleagues. Yeah. What are their 2 cents in this whole? Do you find a majority of people wanting to take the vaccine ASAP, or do you find people being more hesitant?
Literally, a lot of people, at least the people that I know, are more hesitant. But like, obviously, with my clinical professor, she works in the hospital. She only works as a clinical professor once a week. The rest of the time, she's in the hospital. She got her COVID vaccine. Some places I believe are required to take it, and other places it's an option. They actually, my last clinical rotation, one of my homegirls, she's in a different rotation, like a different class as me, but they offered to give COVID vaccines to them, and she and like 3 other girls went, but that's it. They didn't offer us. They didn't say shit. Either way, I would have said no. That's just my opinion. If y'all want to get it, by all means, go the fuck ahead. I don't care. Like, don't let my opinion like affect your, you know, judgment, I guess, on the vaccine. If you want to get it, cool, because, you know, sometimes it may help, sometimes it may not. And like, I don't know, with certain with vaccines in general, like, obviously there's going to be side effects, there's going to, you know, all that stuff like that, but everyone's different, so everyone's going to, you know, take the vaccine in a different way. Right. But like the general side effects, at least for the first round, she said, like, my homegirl said, like, her arm was super heavy. Like, it was fine, and then like throughout the hour, like, day, it got really heavy. She couldn't even, it hurt to lift her arm up type shit. So stuff like that. And then when you get the second round of the vaccine, it's like you have all the symptoms of COVID, because essentially what a vaccine is, you just get a little piece of the virus injected into you, so your body can create antibodies for it. So just in case, you know, it does go into your system, you're good. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, but I don't want to get it, to be honest with you. So, yeah. And
then last thing before we wrap up, I wanted to ask, what's up? Is there any sort of, because I've heard this before from other nurses, especially older nurses, some nurses that have already retired. Do you ever feel belittled or looked down upon by the doctors working in the hospital, in the sense of that unspoken thing of, I'm a doctor and you're a nurse? I'm going to take that as a yes.
A resounding yes.
A resounding yes.
I'm a nursing student at the end of the day, so I'm like I'm like fucking dirt to them, for one.
Okay.
But I can see the connection, and like, you notice shit. You know what I mean? You're a fucking person. You have eyes. You know what I mean? You notice things. And like, yeah, sometimes doctors do think they're kind of uppity. They feel like they're, you know, they have a higher power, you know, fucking small dick energy.
Shout out Ferrari.
Right. Shout out Ferrari. Angelina Castro has educated the masses
All of us.
Traumatized some of us.
on tiny dick.
I took
Tiny dick
my,
energy.
took my
Tiny
posters
dick
down,
energy.
but
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Literally. And it's just like, it's crazy because the doctors really don't do as much as the nurses, to be honest. They're not at their bedside for 12 hours for 3-4 days in a row. They're not the ones taking care of them. They're not the ones administering the medication. They give you a prescription, boop, 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 whatever, it's good. Unless they're a fucking neurosurgeon, then it's different. But still, like, I feel like...
Even then, you don't see them much.
No, not at all. Unless they get called for surgery, literally.
Yeah.
Like, doctors, you go to school for so many fucking years, but you don't see them in the hospital hardly ever. And they get paid way more. They get way more credit than nurses actually do. Because nurses do so much more than the doctors do, in my opinion. At least from what I've seen, too. Like...
Well, I mean... You guys are there all day, every day.
All day, every day.
Yeah, I was in the ICU for a week, and I don't remember meeting my neurosurgeon until like almost 3 days in.
Yeah.
And then the hand specialist, I met him probably 2 days in.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the nurses, we knew each other by names. I'm a pain in the fucking ass. I'm one of those pain in the ass patients, but not to the nurses. I mean, because you're there every day. You're dealing with my bullshit. Why am I going to be... To the doctors, though, fucking asshole. Yeah. Fucking asshole. Like, super fucking an asshole.
A lot of people have white coat syndrome where they're like scared to go to the doctors in the hospital because of doctors. And there's a lot of...
Wait. What's that?
Where people are scared of doctors. You know how like doctors come in with their white coats? Mm-hmm. Literally that.
Like they're afraid of the white coats?
That and like they're...
It's like a psychological thing.
It's a psychological thing.
Like you're afraid of bad news. Sort of thing.
Maybe, I guess.
Maybe it's just the sight of a doctor people are scared of because, like, you know, people get scared of going to the hospital. They don't want to hear bad news because, you know what I mean? Like,
you're never in the hospital for a good reason.
Exactly, literally. So there's that, and I don't know. I feel like personally, I've seen it, like how the doctors treat their nurses. Sometimes they have great relationships. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I feel like doctors. I don't like how they treat their nurses or how they talk to them. But it's funny because when the nurses clap back, oh, it's so satisfying. I'm just like, fucking go, girl.
Yeah, because what are they going to say to them?
What are they going to say?
Yeah, I'm not doing that shit.
Okay. Nurses will check doctors on, like, medication orders, too. Like, this is wrong. You do not need to give that dose to this patient. You know what they have to... They start listening to the facts, and then they start like, oh, are you questioning my... Yeah, I am questioning your order. You damn right. And they teach us that in nursing school, too. If you feel like something's not right, or you know something's not right... You call the fucking doctor. You call them out. You call them out on their shit and tell them what it is. Whether they don't like it. Like, don't try and belittle me on what I learned. You know what I mean? Like, I know what's right from wrong. Clearly, you fucked up. You just don't want to admit it because you went to school for 10 plus years and you're fucking up on a prescription. Don't blame that shit on me. Don't come at me crazy, you know?
Right.
So I love seeing the nurses fucking clap back at those doctors and be like,
What's the most...
Hell yeah.
I mean, what's the most demanding thing about being a nurse?
Everything about it is demanding if you think about it. Like okay, it's not like you have one patient. You have like 5 to 6 patients you're dealing with different symptoms, different diseases, different everything really. And it's demanding because you have to take care of all of them and have a certain care for each of them. And you have to have the certain care plans. You can't fuck up as a nurse. You can't do it. You're dealing with somebody's life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the job in itself is extremely demanding. For one. For two, you're under a lot of pressure because not only are you the one by your patient's bedside for the 12-hour shift for 3 to 4 days straight, but you also have the doctor on your back too to make sure you don't fuck up because it's going to fuck him up too or her up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you have to be on point. Like, it's constant pressure, I feel, being a nurse, you know?
I feel like it's a very fine line. Just because, I mean, I can think about as far as like a personal experience not too long ago. I had told you about it. I had told both of you about it when my dad was in the hospital. And I mean, there's one of the stigmas that I'm admitting to is the fact that I want an old doctor. Don't get me a young doctor. Like for example, I mean, and I get
personally,
like me personally, just because
you feel
what
like
I
they're
think
more knowledgeable.
I feel like I'm far more comforted. I'm more comforted than if I were to see someone whom take out the white coat, I could see myself smoking a bowl with. You know, like if I see a guy and I'm like, where's the doctor? You know, and that's just me. But
But you know what's funny though? There's a lot of women that are nurses or in the nursing program that are literally in their 50s. They're like
Right in the program.
in the program.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there's older women in the program studying to be a nurse.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't expect that, right?
And
There's-
why
Deception.
right?
Deception.
Why is that, you
Literally.
feel?
You know what? Probably they wanted to do a career switch, or they had kids younger. Because there's also people
they're
in their
finally
30s.
getting around to it.
They're
Right.
finally getting around to it. They want to do their shit. Most of the people in the program, the women, have kids. They got whole families. They got jobs too, but they want to pursue a
Respect.
nursing career. And honestly, I respect the fuck out of them. One of my homegirls actually has 4 kids, and she's in the nursing program.
That's cheaper by the dozen. The sequel right there.
Bro,
God.
a bad bitch. Yeah. And
That's
like
awesome,
her
man.
husband's the one that stays at home and like takes care of the kids now.
Eating the
because
bonbons at the crib, All right.
literally, like she's doing her schoolwork, they're working, you know what I mean? He works, but like he's also taking care of the kids, and she takes care of the kids too. But when she has to study, it's time to do
It's
that.
demanding,
It's very demanding, and they know that. So like, yeah.
What when you're having to deal for 3, 4, 5 patients at the same time, how do you manage the stress of you having a family member or multiple family members coming to visit the patient, and them obviously, as anybody would, demanding the best possible care for their loved one? How do you handle the stress of like them asking you like, hey, how many times, with this sort of energy, this tenacity of like, hey, this needs to happen because they're going through a very stressful moment.
You have to be strong. You got to know what the fuck you're doing, and you have to be good with your words because you don't want to offend anybody. You always have to be socially aware of who your patients are, who their family members are. Mind you, in clinicals, we get 1 patient. Us nursing students, we only get 1. But of course, we're helping, our nurse that we're shadowing, and she has like 3, 4, 5, 6 patients. You know what I mean? So I just see them really hold it down. You got to be mentally strong for that. You know what I mean? Because like I mentioned previously, you're dealing with everybody. You're dealing with tons of different characters, tons of different energies, different personalities. Like you have to be strong. You have to be reassuring, but you don't want to give false hope. You know what I mean? So you just have to be reassuring. You will do it right away. You got to be quick. So
how do you answer things like, hey, is he going to be okay?
Be like, ooh, like he is going to be, well, you know what? I can't even say that, but it's like, we're doing our best to take care of him right now. He's on his medication. He's doing this. You know what I mean? You have to list the things that we're doing to take care of him so he can be okay. So he can maintain his health so we can get him out of here as fast as possible.
Because legally you can't say he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
You can't?
Because you
can't make a promise.
You can't make a promise. Exactly. That's perfect. But it's not, I don't think we can't legally say it, but we can't make, again, this is false hope. You can't make a promise that
it's
we can't really
detrimental
keep.
for sure.
It's exactly because it's like, he's going to be fine. Fucking dies the next hour.
God,
That's
that'd be
fucked.
heartbreaking.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because then now you're the bad guy.
Exactly. So it's going to make us look like shit. So that's why you have to kind of list the things that we're doing in priority order. Like, okay, this is what we're doing to help him or help her get better to get better so she will be okay. She's a little bit discomforted right now. Just tell her like what we're doing to help relieve the discomfort, stuff like that. You got to be more detailed with it, but you can't automatically be like, yeah, he's fine. Clearly, if you're in a hospital, he's not going to be okay,
Right.
So you have to be careful with wording again. But yeah,
Okay.
even when you just put me on the spot like that, I was like, damn, what do I fucking say? But you have to think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's got to be stressful.
It is stressful.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. You got to be on point, dude.
Because I was super lax with the nurse, because a lot of my aunts are nurses.
Yeah.
So you have that immediate rapport. Plus, I'm always aware that the person that's usually most there, it's not their ultimate call. There's always someone that's like a manager, which is usually the doctor that gives the final word.
Yeah.
So I know when I need to let it out. That's why I'm a pain in the ass to doctors.
Yeah.
Because to me, I see doctors. I have a couple uncle doctors. You know who you are, Pocho. You're a pain in the ass. I see them like mechanics. They're just there. This is a symptom. This is a solution. Done.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm not there
literally
for
it.
that bullshit. Like
Right.
we need to have a conversation because I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. You got to break it down.
So all the nurses, I was very friendly with them. Obviously, there's pain, and I was tripping balls on all sorts of pain meds, so it was very nice. But my mom, from the lucid moments, I could see her just freaking out. She just got a call that I was in the ER, and she found out 12 hours later from the fucking this is a silly thing that happened, and I was in the ER for a week.
Silly
so
goose.
my mom, yeah, I'm sure my mom will be happy to hear that. And I remember her just anxious. It wasn't like to be mean. It was just anxiously trying to find an answer or something. And I remember hearing her sometimes berate the nurse that was there. I can't remember her name, but shout out, you know who you are. And I would have to step in and be like, look, obviously she didn't crack me over the head. You know, it's not her fault. She's doing what she can. Let's
Yeah.
just give her a little bit of the morphine. Maybe she'll calm down. You know? That morphine. Good Lord, that morphine. Not a fan.
No?
Not a fan. I mean, it didn't hurt. Not a fan. I did not like morphine.
Damn.
No, it's
Yeah,
not
that
for
shit
me.
is wrong.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's
That
harsh,
shit's fucked.
and it can cause respiratory depression too. Any opioid can fuck up your respiratory system too if you have too much of it. Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, I there was times where I was like hallucinating shit. It was aggressive dreams. I did not like that.
Yeah.
Is it difficult having to cut off somebody's meds when they're in pain?
You don't really cut them off per se. You slowly kind of wean them off of it, especially if you see them doing better. Because that's the point of medication. It's going to help you get better. It's going to help with your pain. But obviously with the treatment that you're getting in the hospital, you're going to get better. That's our ultimate goal. You know what I mean? So it doesn't necessarily like hurt, for example. But you just got to slowly wean them off of it, you know?
Gotcha.
So they can be in the least amount of pain.
Right.
And last thing, ladies and gentlemen, I did want to ask, how demanding, or do you ever foresee yourself being able to work in a hospice environment?
In a hospice environment? Like
Hospice.
hospice.
Where
with, like,
people
what-
go right
Terminally
before.
ill,
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Would you be able to work in a
Oh
hospice?
yeah, I can work in any given situation.
Regardless of the fact that the person that you're bonding with, has a one-way ticket.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Because
rough.
I already know what
That's
it
rough.
is. It's gonna break
guess
my
that-
heart, but I
yeah.
know what it is.
I guess
This
that
is
does help,
reality.
right? 'Cause
Yeah.
there's
You
no
You already
question.
know what you're getting into.
Yeah, there's no
you know?
question anymore. That's
Exactly.
true,
Yeah, you already
actually.
know what you're getting into. So it's like, this sucks. It's gonna fucking break me. I know you're gonna be with me, but if I'm working at hospice, you already know what it is. Sometimes you have that miracle where it's just like, oh, they got better. Cool. Fucking awesome. Like, that's amazing. But obviously when you're in a hospital, you can't get too attached to your patients. Obviously you have to have some sort of connection, you know what I mean? Because you're seeing tons of people every fucking day, you know what I mean? So you can't really build too much of a bond, but you have to be, somewhat like connected with them in a sense. But it wouldn't hurt me as much,
Right.
Yeah, you got to be headstrong for that stuff. Straight
Oh
up.
yeah, you got to be headstrong for both of your professions. Modeling
Facts.
and nursing. You know what
Because
I'm
you're
talking
being
about?
critiqued and you're being looked at
Oh,
for
yeah.
both.
That's a similarity right there.
Yeah, boom, Yeah, literally.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we had an episode of Colossal Proportions. Can we please give it up for our guest today, Queen Lina Wolf? We had such an amazing episode. It's very educative. We honestly, we got into what it is to be both a nurse and a model. We had an absolute blast having Queen Lina on today.
It was amazing being here.
And we cannot wait to have you back on.
Let's do this.
You know what I'm
Oh, yeah.
talking about? I mean, you got anything before we start wrapping up?
No, honestly, I was trying to remember the name of the nurse to give her a shout out, but I don't remember. Your last name starts with an M, Miss M. Shout out. Shout out to all nurses out there.
Bro, we'll check those medical bills, and we'll find it.
Her name won't be on the medical bills,
Oh,
and I'd
true,
rather
true,
not look
you
at the
know.
medical bills again. Thank you very much. Let's leave that shit in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Heart
could talk about the
palpitations.
trauma all we want, but the
Right.
medical bills,
Shove it
leave
under
that
the
shit
bed.
alone.
Yeah.
leave that shit alone. For sure.
God.
But no, it was awesome, very insightful. Good luck.
Thank you.
It's gonna be. Oh, and I need the ramen spot again. The ramen, excuse me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he corrected himself.
Saying. So if you want to meet Lina, break your leg or something, make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Get right.
Yeah, don't break
You know
your
what I'm saying?
just fracture it. I don't recommend
fracture,
a
break a
break. Break is
jaw.
not fun.
Get into a fist fight. Whatever it is you got to do,
Oh,
do it.
God. I'll be at the hospitals on Wednesdays, guys.
There you go. Hey, there you go. There you go. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, every single Thursday at midnight, what do? You know what I'm saying? You go on YouTube, you hit that follow, you check out the brand new
Subscribe.
episode. Hit that
bell
subscribe.
button.
Boom. You see it on the screen. Check
Thumbs
out
up, comment.
there you go. Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
There you go.
Deezer, what was the other one?
Okay,
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
Always forget that one.
Ooh, can you say subscribe to Mina Miami in Japanese on YouTube?
I can try. Hopefully this is the right terminology. ぜひ皆さん、みんなマイアミに登録してください。
Jonah, you better show it to everybody on that military base. I want more followers.
Oh my
You know
God.
what it is.
I'm using that sample on my mixtape. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Oh my God. That's amazing. Please, you know what I'm saying? You see the talented, beautiful woman before us. You see all her social medias on the screen. Follow her journey.
follow.
You know what I'm saying? This woman is a talented woman, and you'll be able to follow her journey to the motherfucking top. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, to the moon like Dogecoin.
To the moon. You know what I'm talking
And they're
about?
coming with me, period.
Boom,
Hell yeah.
bro. And then
Gang
we'll spot la carreta from space. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Do that
hello.
shit. Do that shit.
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, every Thursday at midnight, you know what it is. Holla.
Bye.
Gang, gang.
And it don't matter what the world thinks. You can say how you feel on midnight in Miami. Where you can push it to the limit. It gets real with only one and ill. You're locked into midnight.